Oh, did it? Oh, did it not save after we did this? I guess.
The
I have to do
checkpoints are
this
real
bit over again.
wishy-washy with this son of a bitch.
Oh, damn.
But yeah, Tim, what's up? How you doing?
I'm good. I've been. I got back from seeing Bodies, 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 which, like, I did enjoy it. Like, I
So,
thought I wasn't going to like it as much, but I definitely did.
what's like the basic non-spoilery premise of this movie? Because I know it's an A24 movie with Pete Davidson in it, and that is like a weird thing that I didn't think I would
Yeah.
ever say.
It holds up to the A24 quality, and Pete Davison, I think, kind of lends credence to the more ridiculous aspects of the movie, because it's definitely meant to be a horror comedy.
Okay, I kind of had
And-
I had a feeling, yeah.
And the premise is these group of 20-somethings all go to this mansion. It's Pete Davis's parents' mansion
Now,
out in the middle
is
of
he
nowhere
playing
to ride out a
himself?
hurricane.
Is
He's
it
not
meta?
playing Pete, but he plays a very generic version of himself because he's
Okay.
like,
So he's doing kind of his comedy
Like
persona,
self-aware.
but
kind of.
it's like a different. He's still playing a character, but it's like very close to that.
he's like a dickhead fuckboy. That's as best as you can
Yeah,
get
okay.
to a description of him.
All right.
He's
It
like,
seemed like one of those movies for sure.
I just look like I fuck, and that's the kind of vibe I like to give out.
I fucking I want people to know.
Oh man!
Alright.
But
All right.
yeah, so it's kind of a murder mystery whodunit that's also hilarious as shit. So
Okay.
All right. Well, you know me. I like horror comedy. That's one of my favorite
I do
genres.
think Pete Davison does have a good, like, his persona does really work sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
really gels sometimes, for
Yeah.
sure. He was, like, the, like, saving grace on SNL for quite a while.
Yeah, that's true. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, Saturday Night Live, on and off since the '60s, has been good and then not.
Yeah,
good
well, it's just,
and then
it goes
good
through
and-
patterns of whatever, yeah.
But I feel like we've been in the longest stretch of not good, maybe so far.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Like there's a few funny bits, around every election, here,
Yeah, yeah.
But like, the last time I think that show was like consistently funny, like it like even just a little bit,
Yeah.
had to be like. I mean, that was like pre 2005 when Tina Fey was still the like head
Yeah.
writer. I think.
I rarely hear about it except for like gimmick stuff. Like it
Yeah.
was like it kind of like was big when Elon Musk went on or whatever. and
Right,
it
or
was
when Trump went on that one. Yeah, it is. It feels like it's just like a,
Yeah.
hey, look at me, I'm trying to do something in public.
Yeah.
So, like it.
to like generate buzz.
Yeah, like it.
Well,
Like I
they-
feel like do
They
people
did
ever?
have Trump on, and then they did proceed to then be like, "Look how terrible he is. We're gonna roast him
yeah.
at every
Even though we
chance."
had-
And it's like,
Well,
yeah, we had him fucking host though, didn't we?
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
yeah. I mean, yeah. That's what do you?
Well, what are you gonna do? I mean, Alec Baldwin was good as Trump. It was just like
The impression
it was
I did
it was
think was-
Oh, yeah.
it was just a lot.
Yeah,
Like,
I
it
think
was-
they just did
yeah.
it too many times.
But like
it just
for
stopped
a
being
while,
funny
like
after
it
a while.
was really funny. For a while.
Yeah. At first, it was a great.
Yeah.
That was a great dig, but it just I don't know. It just got kind of old.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but I mean, I can understand why they would rely on that when like they weren't.
Well, no
having,
one was
much
watching
else
for
to-
any other reason. So, I mean,
Yeah, right.
but no, it was. I believe it was Seth Meyers who took over from Tina Fey as head writer.
Oh, okay.
I think, or at least,
yeah.
excuse me, at least one of them.
Yeah, Tina Fey was one of the last great people on that show too. And Amy Poehler too. And
Amy
like,
Poehler, yeah.
Yep, and then it was really sad when they went and did their own thing. Which I mean, they did good things,
Yeah,
Actually,
I think they both did those
Seth
stuff.
Myers was a head writer on SNL going back to 2002.
Really?
Okay, really.
I
wow,
wonder if
okay.
Tina Fey was just like
Actually, sorry,
overpowering him.
2001.
Or, huh.
So the head
Interesting.
writers were more of a kind of round table of writers,
Right.
Okay.
I'm
each with
thinking
their
maybe
own sub-teams, and so they all kind of take what works best from each writer and then kind of workshop it to make it a whole ass episode.
Okay.
I'm thinking maybe until Tina Fey left, he was just getting drowned out with better ideas. Maybe.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he. Yes, we should play the game.
All right.
Alea, what the fuck do you know about Baldringer?
Okay, that one. Yeah, we did this too already. It's Godstone with like a.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, we totally. Generally, if there's one of these big Godstones, we generally interact with it.
Okay.
You usually get something from it. Tim, do you want to give Alex a good, like, basic idea of the plot that's going on? I feel like you'd be able to. You've played all of them, so you maybe sum it up a little better than I can.
Let's see. A good explanation is there's three kind of major, it starts out with, I suppose, three different kinds of people. There's the humans, the Varl, and the Menders, which are humans-ish, but they have
They're kind of the wizards,
mystical
right?
abilities, and they have their powers by weaving the threads that reality is shaped out of.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So you can actually see them pulling on like strings,
that's
like
very
just
cool.
like the air becomes
Yeah.
like an instrument almost.
I like that a lot. That's very
And they
cool.
do go into it more as the game progresses, but you start off with just knowing that they weave these threads, and that their magic does come at a price. Like, we just had Ivan hold up this land bridge. Essentially, he formed this bridge across a massive chasm formed by the World Serpent.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
And he like aged like fucking 20 years just in his picture alone.
That's really cool.
Yeah, he's like gray hair and shit now.
Okay. Here's your
but
RPG combat. Okay.
you start off with its embassy, or the human kingdom sent the prince along with the prince of the Varl, essentially, the person who's next in line to become the Varl king.
Okay.
And they're on this kind of ambassador kind of route along all the Varl and human kingdoms to kind of solidify their unity. But you come into the game 2 weeks ago, but nobody's not really sure how long because the sun has stopped in the sky. It's not fucking moving. And so everybody has lost track of time at this point because
that's wild.
And the gods are all dead, so like
the gods died like
game
years ago.
Oh, geez.
Like the gods had a whole fucking war, and they're all dead now.
Wow.
And the Varl and humans only became friends because there was this third race created by like each kind of species has its own god. Like humans have one, the Varl have one, the Menders have one, and the Dredge were created by a god.
Okay.
And they were really good at combat, so much so that the Varl and the humans had to stop their eternal warfare to kind of mend up together and push them back. And they did, but only barely. And as you come across the first game, you're kind of given the impression that that wasn't quite the entire story, because you have like one of the leaders of the Dredge, they're called Sunder, the leaders, and one of them was Bellower, who's literally immortal, like nothing can kill him.
A stone giant.
Okay.
And with leaders like that, how the fuck did the Dredge get pushed back?
Right.
Like, if
Here's
the
an
king
example
could
of the magic.
Oh yeah, the magic is just just all sorts of fun because it also has the ability to backfire.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Like if you cast
It's
lightning,
like a probability kind of thing that it like backfires on
like
you.
you can so like lightning travels diagonally, and if one of your characters is placed diagonal to where the enemy that's struck is, it'll chain to your nearby people.
Oh, okay.
So you gotta be like just a little careful with.
With the placement.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh, what? I definitely did not
So,
need to move him.
The gods are dead. The sun is stopped in the sky. The human ambassador ship arrives in Strand,
That's
and
wild,
they take the taxes
Right.
from the first human city, and they're just like, hey, shit's kind of gotten weird. People are more
Yeah,
bold.
sure.
People want to like strike for power because they're scared. You leave, and the Varl prince almost immediately is killed under mysterious circumstances involving Ludin left alone, the human prince left alone with him, and a dredge attack. So you're not quite given the full details as to what happened.
Okay.
But
God damn this bear.
the dredge are coming, like they haven't been a problem for like a couple hundred years, and suddenly they're resurging from the north.
After
And
the
they're
sun
coming-
stopped moving.
Okay. Weird.
And over the course of the first game, you come across this character, Juno, who informs you that they're not just invading, they're fleeing from something. There's like this...
Damn. Well, then you know you gotta be scared of whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah, it's like darkness. It's not anything.
Okay.
It's just the world is falling to darkness, and whatever the
shit.
darkness touches, it just consumes.
Oh,
So the
damn.
world is
That's
being
terrifying.
devoured from one end kind of downward, and that's what the dredge are fleeing from.
Okay. Huh. That's very interesting.
It's pretty wild, right?
Yeah, yeah. Like, so, I mean, it is, like, truly an apocalyptic story right now.
So,
Yeah,
like, you
it's-
can see.
That, like, universal destruction is on its way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
because you have
very
this
cool,
serpent
okay.
that's capable of just destroying mountain ranges, like in a
Oh,
moment.
man.
You have this darkness that's decaying from the north, and you also have shit. I lost my train of thought.
You're talking about
You were talking about the
You
serpent
also-
that could eat the mountains and...
Then you have the darkness, and then you have the sun stopped in the sky, and then you have the age-old enemy of human and Varl just pouring forward. And humans have the ability to reproduce, but Varl don't. They were forged in fire by one of the gods, who handcrafted each one of them individually.
So they
So,
can't make
that
more
god
of
is
themselves.
dead.
Oh, wow.
So there's no more Varl. And so
Damn.
the Varl are these
They're slowly
hundreds
going
of years,
Okay.
and they are all very kind of bitter about the fact that they will go extinct. They're acutely
Okay.
aware of that.
Damn.
And
Wow.
in the first game, you are heading to one of the Varl cities. It's the biggest Varl city. It's the capital of the Varl kingdom. And you crest over the hill, and it's just completely up in flames, completely surrounded by dredge, and there's this massive fissure in the ground. And the Varl essentially lost most of their best fighters.
Oh, wow.
And they're like these big fuckers, so everyone was kind of riding on the Varl being able to fight back the dredge.
Okay.
But now the Varl are in fucking disarray. Then you fall back to their city, their second city, and it's got the biggest creation the Varl have ever made, which is this bridge that takes 3 days to cross.
Wow.
And they want it to outlive them, and they're willing to fucking die on that bridge.
Okay.
And so, like, you're kind of placed at the decision of, do you keep these Varl alive if it comes at the cost of what they would be remembered by when they're extinct?
Right.
And do they want to die defending humans when humans aren't exactly the friendliest towards Varl?
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting.
Well, and at least for what we did was convince them to destroy the bridge to keep them from,
Yeah,
from
right.
getting there.
It's spreading. Yeah.
Only for it to turn out that the Bellower, the immortal, the big one,
Right.
is specifically following you. So he goes around the mountain
shit.
and just kills them all anyway.
Oh damn, that's fucked up.
Yeah, you
Even
destroy
so
the
you
bridge
destroy
to
it,
save them because they're pushing slowly across the bridge. You collapse it with all the dredge on it, but Bellower has circled back around for a pincer attack, so you destroy the bridge for fucking nothing.
Kills them all.
For nothing.
And
damn,
you find out that after you find out that a fair number of the Varl got out.
Okay.
But the Varl have had their numbers significantly reduced.
Interesting.
If I
That's
had to
wild to
ballpark
think
it,
that they're
80% of them are wiped out by this point.
Yeah, and to think that it's like an endlessly depleting supply of these Varl dudes. So every time something like that happens,
they're like
there's gonna be
they're kind of like
them.
Jotun too, with the Norse mythology.
Yeah,
they're kind of
that's
Jotuns in a way.
Okay, very cool. Huh.
Yeah,
that's wild. Yeah, that really puts across how dire the situation in this universe is.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. No, it's pretty. It's like I said, and then you can see the traveling bit, like I was saying.
Yeah,
it's like Lord of the Rings meets the Oregon Trail.
Yeah, no, I like it. It's very cool.
It's a very weird way to describe anything that I'm surprised this exists in the form it does, but it's very.
So these are kind of your Oregon Trail type choices here.
Yeah. So this is just letting us know the weather, basically.
So we've missed a playable character.
Kind of thing. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. The dialogue choices you make different characters live or die.
Sure. It's got basic RPG kind of elements to it, and kind of choices and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It is kind of follow days and
there's so many different endings that
sure.
I wasn't able to find footage of all of them.
Wow, that's crazy. That's wild.
And so the biggest implication, the main ones that you would call them, are you can find footage of them, but I've heard of a couple different ones that have pretty wild implications that there's just not fucking footage of it. And it's not like this is not
crazy,
a popular
man.
game. It's
right, but
it's
it just shows you that there's so many that it just doesn't, the basic exposure even of the popularity of the game doesn't have everybody exploring every possible angle of it in videos and things like that. Yeah, for sure.
I would love for this to have an extra resurgence or something, so that you could get a total. I would just love to know how many endings there are. Just how many just how many permutations.
I'm wondering if we'll get to see a cutscene in this one, the way we did the last game we played, or the last time we played, because the animation in this is just phenomenal when it's done in a cutscene style.
Yeah, the first game didn't really have cutscenes at all. It's an independent thing. So they clearly their budget clearly went up because of the popularity of the first one, and so that you do have some short cutscenes in this one. And then
interesting.
Tim has said that they at the third one, it's there's even more significant actual just animation present.
That's great, dude. It's always awesome to see something worthwhile get the popularity to kind of build up to a more ambitious kind of project. Yeah. So we're just looking at the weather right now.
Yeah, it's just I'm sure there'll be something else to this, but much out there. He doesn't know how he feels about that. So yeah, you got food. You just literally got food for how many days, or however many days, and if you run out, people will start just starving to death in the caravan.
Oh, damn. Yeah. Okay, we'll make sure.
Morale impacts your abilities and things in combat require willpower.
Okay.
And willpower is directly impacted by the overall morale.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So it's got a lot of those management kind of elements.
It has some of that. It does have some of that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Shakes enough to cause the Oct to strain at their leads. Planes with nothing but open sky above you feel remarkably vulnerable. The few trees around, no mountains, Looks like we only have to worry about the ground opening up beneath us. Still a lot to worry about. And you even have some actual voice acting too. And I love that it is hand drawn.
Yeah,
it's all hand drawn.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Oh, speaking of hand drawn video games, that Cuphead expansion finally came out.
Cool. How is it?
So the expansion is, I haven't played it myself yet, but it's 6 bosses long.
Okay, cool.
It's basically like it's like a new aisle of like the game. Cool. There's 3 in the main game. So there's like a 4th extra aisle, and it's still less total like levels than either of the 3 in the main game.
Sure.
But it's only like $8 for the whole thing,
sure.
And there is in that shorter amount of like content.
Yeah, right.
There is an equal number of frames of animation as there is in the base game.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so
dude, they went fucking crazy with the animation.
Okay,
they went insane with the animation on this. It looks so good. Cool. It like outshines the first one. Like
wow,
like almost like.
Yeah, I feel like they could build an animation studio off of Cuphead.
I think they basically have just to make it, because it was most of that game is hand drawn.
How cool would it be to like have a little resurgence of like that 30s style of animation?
Oh, I'd love to see that, dude. The rubber hose stuff. Yeah. There's a lot of great stuff about that. That style is so. It's like it's sadly forgotten.
Sure,
I think
for sure, it's unique. But
it just there's I don't know. There's something about it that, like some of those like really like dark cartoons that people would make in the 20s. And, I mean, people were sad in the 20s.
Graveyards.
So, I mean,
and the deals with the devil and stuff. Like
lots
you think
of
about
devil deal stuff.
The devil deal stuff.
Well, that's actually the plot of Cuphead. Dude, that's the plot of the game.
Right. But I mean, that's because that was the thing. And the music back then. Why people were just like not doing great, man. Like they were spiritually
they were
destroyed.
Sad.
That's
people
how you know
were sad in the 1920s.
World War I fucked people up, dude. Like they were not mentally well. Like after that,
no, they were not. that was a hard one.
Fun fact about World War I: did you know the person who invented nitrogen fertilizer also invented mustard gas?
No,
I did not know that.
He single-handedly gave the world the ability to have the population that we do today, and he has produced, he drastically, he increased our ability to produce food by a factor of 4.
Right.
And he also created one of the world's deadliest gases. So, he's got some shit going for him, and he's
got some shit going against him.
I mean, if somebody's smart enough to know how to make that shit, to invent that shit in the first place, like they're gonna. I mean, scientists just do things. They don't really.
Right. Well, it's
I think they really think about right and wrong some of the time. Like you see them picking up those fucking animals in the newly opened caves under the ice.
Yeah,
and no gloves on.
Those creepy xenomorph-looking things.
I gave Prometheus so much shit because the xenobiologist just tried to touch the penis snake, and now I see actual scientists fucking doing that.
Yeah. I don't know, man. But well, it's like that's interesting when you talk about that, Tim. Like, because they said in like the late maybe the late 1700s or whatever, like when they were estimating what the possible population of the Earth was, and it was like 1 billion people.
Yeah.
But this is because they didn't take like artificial fertilizer and canning into account, and that's like what the entire like excess population of the world, over 1 billion people, is dependent on, is like fertilizer and canned food, and like that's crazy to think about for sure.
Yeah, that is pretty wild. Oh, Alex, you should tell Tim about this. As I found it fascinating, the song you just played for me right before we started.
Oh yeah,
dude, this fucking awesome.
What? Oh, just like the whole beef with the Eminem.
No, not that,
what's
not
that?
that. The fucking crazy multiverse
Dude.
song.
Yeah, there's this
That-
rapper that I'm listening to a lot right now named Great and Square, and he makes this crazy music, but he made this song where it like goes from the absolute smallest theoretical form of like matter all the way up through like whole multiverse concepts and stuff like that. Just like it was an entire song like running all the scales of like concepts in the universe. It's just kind of like just a wild song.
it's fucking
It was
awesome.
very cool, yeah.
It was, what was his name again? What was
Great
the-
and Square.
Great and Square.
Yeah.
This shit's so fucking good,
Yeah,
dude.
it's very good.
I highly recommend checking that out, Tim.
Yeah. Omniverse.
It's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, Alex, guess what? We're going to Star Wars.
What, we're going to Centaur World?
Yeah,
No, dude.
Oh, there was another god who created the Horseborn, essentially the Centaur people.
Oh,
And
God.
the Horseborn are mythical in this time because they went to war with the humans long ago over their subjugation of horses. And rather
Yep.
than see something in their visage enslaved by humans, they completely destroyed all of the horses. The
Damn,
Horseborn just... So there's no horses in this game.
Horses are just
So
extinct.
people are walking everywhere.
Yep.
They're not like
Yeah.
riding llamas.
It
or
really makes it
anything
feel
like
like Lord of the Rings.
that. Okay. Cool.
Lots of walking.
Okay. Walking sucks, dude. Like,
Walking.
Anytime you see, like, people forget, man. Like, we're so lucky we have cars and, like, motorized transport and shit like that to get long distances. Have you ever accidentally put the directions to somewhere in for walking instead of driving and you're, like, gonna get there in an hour and it's like, it'll take you 24 hours to walk there?
It's
And
like,
you're
you'll be there.
like, could you imagine?
An hour.
Yeah, like, but could you
Oh.
imagine, like, just having to get somewhere and not having an option other
I
than
wouldn't
walking?
go.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't go.
That's why they say, like, most cities, like, in Europe, the
Yeah.
cities are so small, but that's because you had to be able to walk from one end to the other in, like, an hour. Otherwise, it was just too unreasonable to live in the city. Like, it's
Oh,
like,
jeez.
people wouldn't tolerate it.
I mean, that's fair, though.
Right.
I don't think I would. You know how many places? Yeah, how many places I just wouldn't go?
Yeah, if you had to walk
if I had
there.
to walk there.
Like, I definitely, like, Milwaukee was, like, an alright town, but I would never walk there, dude. I would be like, fuck that. Like,
You would-
I'd rather never see
to
it.
walk to
Walk to
Milwaukee. from
like,
here.
fuck no, there's nothing there worth doing. Like, for a walk, dude.
from where we are.
Where
to
we
get
are
there.
to Milwaukee, yeah.
Yeah, I
And that's-
can't- I
and that's like a
yeah.
close by other city, like
You gotta be really into like hiking, hitchhiking, really.
yeah,
to be-
right.
you gotta be like a
could you
backpacker.
imagine be like, yep, I'm walking across all of Wisconsin today.
People
It's
do
like-
that though. Some people, there are people that have like walked from one end of the country to another. That's like
Yeah.
not. I mean, it's not common, I guess, but it's not like unheard of either. Right? Like I've heard that story several times about
it's-
several people.
It's fucked, dude. Don't do it. Like, do you hate technology or what? Like,
Well, no, I don't know. I mean, like,
Ooh.
is there anything that would get you to walk from one end of the country to the other? Is there anything? Anything?
like a Klondike bar or what? Like, what are you asking?
It's the white man's kryptonite.
No, I'm not walking from one end of the country to the other.
For a Klondike bar?
No, for anything.
Yeah,
Like,
but nothing. There's nothing that would get you to do it.
like obscene amounts of money. Like,
Yeah, like $1 billion. Would you do it for $1 million? Would you walk from one end of the country to the other for a Tim?
Adjusted,
Would you walk?
adjusted for inflation. Like,
Adjusted for-
like it needs to be $1 million.
Well, how much is
it
that?
needs to be $1 million now before the other like 4 years it will take me to crawl to the other side of the country.
Oh, okay, so it has to be $4
Like
million.
it has to be $1 million now.
Right,
Not,
so then-
not
okay.
$1 million when that's worth like
Okay.
a loaf of bread in for it.
Well, okay, if you had the $1 million, you had to walk. You couldn't use other kinds of transportation, but you had the $1 million
Can I
right
have
away.
a hoverboard?
No vehicles of any kind. But you have that in your bank account, and you have access to that money to buy whatever the fuck you feel like while you're doing it. So
like
food,
Heelys, an endless supply of Heelys.
An endless supply of Heelys.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, okay. I don't have a motor.
Can I
it doesn't.
Heely
Bike. I'll give you a bike. It's got wheels. It's not motorized.
My ass can't handle.
Your ass can't handle
the
that?
entire United States would be too hard on my ass.
Hey, Wampy, what's up? Welcome in.
How's it going?
Good to see you. Good to see you. We're just. How did we get to this? I don't remember, but
I was just saying,
walking
like, people
sucks
shouldn't
is the
walk
point, right?
places. Like, it's
we shouldn't
unreasonable.
walk. It's
like,
unreasonable to walk.
like it's like spitting on our ancestors for inventing. Like they know it sucked. They know it sucked. They put all of their energy into creating a society that got around it, and now we're just like defiantly like, no, I like to walk. Like,
I mean, I enjoy like a shorter walk.
I like to walk around town and stuff.
Yeah.
But like to walk to Utah.
But to walk,
Like-
right, to do a cross country walk, Tim, let me ask you the same question: is there anything that would get you to walk from one end of the United States to the other?
You got to start in like
Bionic
Portland,
legs.
Maine, and then get to San Diego.
Bionic legs, like
No.
You'd still be so sunburnt, like
like the sunburn.
like we can imagine.
No,
that.
Oh, we appreciate you stopping by,
would do
Wampy.
it.
Thank you. Good to see you.
It's good to see you.
I definitely would do it if I would be guaranteed to not fuck up my legs in the process.
Oh yeah,
I think you would.
Like I don't know, man.
Absolutely
I mean,
would.
the cartilage in your knees, they'd be like I don't know. Would you even get like? I don't know. I don't know if I'm strong
I'd
enough
blow
to
a
get through the
tendon before the
Appalachian
cartilage in my
Mountains.
knees.
Like I don't know if I'd even get to the Rockies before my knees would give out.
Yeah, I sometimes I don't get to the end of the day at my house with my knees.
Like, dude, could you imagine could you imagine walking across Nebraska, dude? That would be heartbreaking.
That sounds so
Dude,
boring.
When I drove through Canada, when we were driving, we went through Alberta and then to the border with Montana.
Yeah.
There's literally a sign that says like 350 kilometers, no gas for the next 350 kilometers.
Wow.
I didn't see
350
the only human-made structures I saw were these pins where you could load cattle onto a truck, and we didn't see another car for an hour and a half. It was fucking eerie as shit.
Like a Twilight Zone.
Yeah,
driving through the Twilight
just
Zone.
nothing. Didn't see anything. Like there are
crazy.
parts of the world that are fucking empty, dude. Like there's nothing.
Well, that was Canada.
Yeah, that's Canada.
That's just Canada. There's like,
Yeah.
what are we talking about? This area in Canada where was
Alberta,
no one around.
Yeah, just how empty some parts of the world are.
Oh, I'm doing great.
Good.
Yeah, doing good. I worked today and just got off just a little bit before we started doing this. We have not played much of this game.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
We have not played a lot of this game, to be fair. We have just been talking
We
most of this.
back into
All right, that's fair. We should.
These are the Centaur people. The Centaur people.
Yes,
here.
now we're in
They
Centaur
decided-
World. We've
Yeah,
gone to Centaur World.
Wow.
That's where all your new best friends are, girl.
No. Like, I'm gonna give this a chance. You don't put that. Don't. Put that
No,
out
it's
there.
not. No, I swear to God,
But
it's
so
nothing
these
like that.
so these Centaur
Nothing like
people,
that.
they literally killed all of the horses to save them from the enslavement of humans.
Yeah, because it was.
That's very interesting.
What is the time? Here it is 11:20 p.m. Actually, I mean it's been like almost 2 hours now, but we had a little setup time in between. But it's almost midnight. We're getting there. Which, by the way, Tim, what is there a specific time that you can go tell, or what? I was going to ask what your restriction was tonight.
I think 1 is my restriction.
1. Okay.
I might be able to go a bit past that. I guess it just depends on
Yeah.
how fucking tired I am.
Yeah. No, of course. You just let me know how you're feeling. But 7 hours. Oh, it's 6:20 a.m. there. Wow. Yeah, time zones are wild. It is Yeah, it's God, that is interesting to think about.
Yeah, it's 11:20 p.m. here, so I guess yeah, you're already tomorrow. Fuck, that sucks.
Time zone suck. Well, it's interesting. I because I feel like different times of day really do give a different. I mean, there's a tone, right? Just like there's a tone you're trying to strike in fiction, there's a tone that the setting of the cycle of the day and the night gives to whether that's fiction or real life. It does feel different, so it's interesting to think about people in different places just having very different feelings about their environment, but sharing an interaction in those different environments. Isn't that like that's a weird thing to think about, but that's kind of interesting.
Okay.
What is it? I want to say transhumanism is the concept of humans using technology to supersede their natural abilities.
Oh, that's
Transhumanism. That's some wild stuff.
I mean, that's a real movement, man.
Oh man,
they've made a lot of progress.
Some of the brain chips, man. The way they're investing money in that. There's already a company that beat Neuralink to the punch. They already got like FDA approval
to put
chips in people's brains.
Yeah.
To interact with.
Oh, we are gonna be living in a horrifying sci-fi world.
I think in
the near future. So you stream at night, you're awake all day. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I don't know. At least for me, streaming at night is just it's just the best time to do it because
well, it's a kind of just a hangout, kind of chill. Vibe
that's
kind
all
of
we
thing.
really do. Well, like I don't know. Like I could stream before work sometimes, but there's just a different. I don't know. I don't have the energy.
Sure.
The same kind of it. Like I feel like way more relaxed, thinking. I don't have anywhere I gotta go.
Yeah.
I just kind of until I feel like stopping.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, no, we should actually continue with the game. We have really not done much. Study, continue that. Oh yeah. All right, Centaur World.
Okay, yeah.
You know what's interesting about the animation here too? It makes me think of with like the tattoo markings that she has. It makes me think of the Atlantis, the Disney movie.
Oh sure.
Right, that kind of those kinds of markings.
Right.
That
movie had a lot of potential, dude. Like it was alright. I mean, it was pretty good.
I saw it again recently, and I thought I actually liked it more now than I did as a kid. I actually liked it better.
Interesting.
Yeah, I remember as a kid not thinking it was one of my favorites for sure of the all the cartoons and stuff, but going back to it, there's actually quite a bit there.
It did feel like a really ambitious kind of Indiana Jones-esque kind of
it's definitely got
journey,
some of that.
Jules Verne-y kind of journey.
Very Jules Verne.
Yeah,
very Jules Verne.
right. Just like kind of
during the center of the earth kind of.
That's such a cool we don't get enough of that kind of feel where you enter a whole nother world, like the kind of Jules Verne journey to the center of the earth.
That's true.
Yeah.
I guess I'm psyched. We'll leave a lurk though. I have some stuff to do later. Have an amazing stream. Thank you. Cool. Well, I appreciate the lurk. I hope you have a good night's sleep and successful whatever tomorrow is. Thanks for stopping by. But you're right that is like a genre or like subgenre that we just don't see that much.
Even like a Wizard of Oz. I mean, like I don't know, man. Like you really like. That kind of tumbling into another world kind of thing, like.
I mean, would you? Would you say? Would you think Dark Souls could be kind of? I mean, it's very different tonally, but it is just being dumped into a world with no explanation really at all. Aside from like a few bits and pieces, you have to find it yourself.
I definitely can't like make too much of a claim to Dark Souls.
I mean,
I've watched you
totally
play
no,
some
but
and
like in just the
but-
concept that you are jumped in a world and you have to kind of figure it out.
yeah, that's
Yeah, Dark Souls
Hey.
have always been kind of
Afternoon Tune just rated.
iconized.
Oh, hey.
Hey, Afternoon Tune. Thank you for
Thank you so much for the
thank you
raid.
for your raid.
Yeah, thank you.
How you doing? Welcome in, welcome in. We're talking about Jules Verne era pulp comic fiction.
Or I'm just like I mean, even like Chronicles of Narnia, just the kind of
Just
entering
really-
entering to like a new
Lord of the Rings. I mean,
Lord of the
just
yeah.
you're just being like
No.
just a really kind of distinct fantasy universe.
No, not so
or-
much Lord of the Rings. I'm talking about like where like it's a normal world and then like,
Right.
you enter in.
Oh, okay.
Like you go on an
The
adventure.
Monster
that
Hunter
brings you-
movie.
What? Monster Hunter?
Yeah, the Monster Hunter.
Oh,
movie.
that Norwegian one?
No, that's
No.
Troll. You're thinking of
Yeah,
Troll,
Troll
Hunter,
Hunter, okay.
which actually I think is
Yeah, I think
pretty
it's
good.
pretty good,
As
yeah,
far as
yeah,
found footage
yeah,
good movies
for
go,
sure.
that's one of the
I
best
like
ones.
that one, yeah.
No, I was referencing the Monster Hunter is a Capcom game series.
Oh, okay, sure.
And it's like an RPG. You know, lots of RPG
Yeah,
customized.
right. Cool.
You know, it's. I don't think there's as much of a straightforward story to it. I've never played those really, so I guess we can't totally say that for sure. But
Yeah.
I do know that it's big open world. It's just a fantasy universe. But in the movie, Mila Jovovich, because her husband, who directed all the Resident Evil movies that she also starred in, directed this too.
Okay.
And it's just her in the military with some military bros, and they get sucked into the Monster Hunter universe,
Oh,
and that's the movie.
well, I don't care for that.
Yeah.
Like I don't have to see that to know that I
No,
hate
no, I
it.
know.
But, like,
But yo, Afternoon Tune, how you doing?
going?
Welcome in, man. Welcome in. Thank you so much for that raid. Good to see you. Good to see you.
much appreciated.
I keep saying we need to get back to the game, and then we babble on to a completely other topic.
Yeah. Okay, so either way, so they're stomping their hooves. They're unhappy.
Yeah, they're stomping. There you go. They're stomping the yard.
Okay, and then press X.
Yes. We're offer our help. I don't know how well that's going to go. These people, they don't like us.
Okay.
These horse. Tim, my impression so far is that these horse people do not like us.
Yeah, they have an incredibly different culture, seeing as how their last interaction with any of the known races was
Killing all the
400 years
horses.
ago.
Okay. So
They're,
are they fleeing like this kind of darkness too at all, or is that?
Well, this is
They
for me
live
at least. This is the first time
incredibly
I've seen
far
them.
south.
Oh, okay, I got you. Okay.
And you yourselves have been fleeing steadily south because that's where the human nation of Arborang is.
Okay, gotcha.
You know, that's an interesting detail in fantasy. Lord of the Rings is this exception where the Mordor is to the south.
Right.
Typically, most classic, especially Nordic-inspired fantasy, the evil always comes from the north. It comes from the
Yeah,
cold.
that makes sense.
It's like this idea of Sauron and Mordor is actually super unique because the evil is always from the
Okay.
north. Even earlier in Lord of the Rings, the evil god
yeah.
Morgoth that came before Sauron comes from the north.
Dude.
So,
Okay. Dude, did you see that? Like in Germany, they apparently have these things that are called hunger stones.
Hunger stones.
Hunger stones.
Okay.
They're in the rivers. They're in the rivers, and they're
Okay.
placed there during drought years. Like 400 years ago, these things are down there, and they say things like, "If you see this stone, weep." Like they're saying, it's like a
Jesus
warning.
Christ.
It's like a warning to people, like how bad things are gonna get.
Fuck.
So
What
the
do we
people
think
went
of
there when they were
Prey?
starving.
Oh, sorry. For the new movie Prey.
I
I
need to see it, dude.
dude, it's good. It's good. Tim, do you know what that is?
Yeah, I have been meaning to see it, but
It's
I've been
just on
hearing
Hulu.
that it's solid.
Yeah, I've heard
It's good.
You
No,
said it was
it's-
the best since like the original Predator. Like,
I mean, yes, and now you could also make the joke and say, "Well, that's a low bar."
yeah, I mean that's fair enough.
but I legitimately, I thought it was really good. But
It was good. Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked it. Like, I would still say the original Predator is still a bit better because I think there are just so many strong personalities in that movie and like really strongly defined characters. Like for being, military meatheads like they are. Like there's a lot of personality in those characters.
Just from the trailer and the implications of the trailer, the idea of like the Predator hunting humans for like millennia, it's very, very cool. It's and to see humans fighting back against them going back that far is also just a very cool.
Ulysses, what's up?
Hey man, what's going on?
What's happening? We're talking more than we're playing the game.
Yeah, we click like one and then it is a new tangent.
We have a completely different conversation. How would I rank him? First one, the new one. I don't like any of the other ones.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe AVP after that, dude.
I mean, like, I'll say Predator 2
Yeah.
has there is fun to be had with Predator 2. I mean, don't forget, that movie does have Gary Busey as a crazy billionaire that wants to freeze the Predator in liquid nitrogen and then keep it.
That's true. And that's something Gary Busey would just suggest.
I think Gary Busey would just suggest that.
Do you remember when he had that coffin full of ice packs in that one show where you want to be like cryogenically frozen?
Yeah, but it was just like lunchbox ice packs.
Yeah, random storage unit. Yeah,
that was amazing. Predators 2010. Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of that, but I know that a lot of people did like that one. I just wasn't super big on it, but and then I never saw there was one in 2018 too, just called The Predator, which I never even saw.
Okay, no,
I heard people. I heard people say that was the worst one.
Okay.
Yes, we have been into Centaur World.
Yeah, Centaur.
That's where all your new friends are, girl.
Oh, yeah, dude. Oh my god. I'm so excited.
Yeah. Right. Well, not as bad as Gnomes for you, though.
No, I'd rather go to Centaur.
Would you rather go to Centaur?
I'd live in a butt house, dude. It's fine.
You don't want to live in Gnome World? No?
No.
No Gnome World?
No Gnome World.
All right. Yeah, fair enough. But no, Prey, though, I really, I thought it was very, very good.
That's cool.
The lead actress, Gnome Tars.
What the hell would that even look like? That'd have to be like a miniature pony and then like a gnome. No, absolutely.
A miniature pony for the horse part and then
absolutely
a gnome. Like a fat, chubby gnome guy for the top part.
It's just, on
a miniature horse or miniature pony.
I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Unacceptable. I'd be punting them, dude. I'd be punting a fucking gnome tar, dude. Just right in the chest. They go flying. Like, they're like made for a foot to get scoop up under them and send them flying, dude.
Is that your new favorite thing? Lucy says. That's your new favorite thing is gnome tars. I guess we're gonna have to. Can you get the AI out and describe that to it?
No, I'm not doing that, dude.
I think you might hate them more than default gnomes. What do you think, Alex? Is that worse?
I don't know. Anything that like detracts from the pure gnome essence of a concept. Yeah. It's the gnome. It's the gnome core. It's like the pure. Like even as much anything that like it pulls it away from being a pure gnome, I guess I'll accept as like less toxic than just gnomes.
Fair enough. Also, Afternoon Tune, what did you think of Prey? Because I'm assuming you did see it then, if you were asking, or maybe not. But all right, I swear to God, I will click at least a couple of these before we get distracted again.
I keep on trying to tell you that.
You're a gnome geneticist now, trying to preserve the pure master gnome race. No, I think he's saying
anything that corrupts it
is a good thing.
Like if it's tainted by another concept, that's just something
it's slightly less bad.
The gnomeness of it.
What do you think about the idea of the Predator going to different time periods and fighting samurais or Vikings? Yeah, I know I've seen that idea floating around the internet. Is like, hey. If this is the idea you had for Predator, then you could do actually a couple of pretty cool Predator movies. One is like a fucking Ronin samurai. One is a Viking. You could totally do like a couple of movies.
You know what?
Set them all in totally different.
I
think that's a wonderful idea.
You know what would be an interesting movie is if you did a movie where like it's humans far enough in the future.
Oh, I'm getting Avatar vibes with that one.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it's giving me. It's kind of giving me the creeps.
The male's tail swishes. Oh, is he hitting on us? Dude?
Yeah, is that like a sexual
thing? I don't like that.
Sexual swishing.
But like it'd be a cool idea if like eventually you reach a point in the future where the humans start like really fighting back against the predators or whatever.
Sure.
Like they start hunting them, like going back through time and catching them at certain point. Think about how cool it would be to have somebody come back from the future and have to team up with like maybe you go through like multiple.
Is this a Back to the Future crossover?
Not quite. I was saying
you're thinking it's almost more
but what if he's but like back through time.
But it's a person doing it.
But going through multiple time periods. Maybe you go through 3 time periods where you go through stories of trying to coordinate with 3 different people in 3 different time periods.
Now, is this an actual time travel story or just an anthology?
No, like a time travel story. So I'm thinking you have one person from the future, like you say, like eventually the predators and the humans reach like this. Like,
is that the
kind of
timeline?
Is
that the future you use?
I don't know, dude. I don't.
There were some of the video games that because Alien vs. Predator was a video game and a comic book before those movies, right? So those movies, I would say, honestly, the Alien vs. Predator movies are kind of just another in the long line of bad video game adaptations because those games are actually kind of cool. Mm-hmm. I will always say, even if the crossovers themselves were not executed well, of all the movies you could have a crossover of, those two feel like they'd fit together. I'm just saying, dude,
right? Like, how cool would it be to throw? They do,
right? Like in theory, they could. Those two things could work together.
But I'm just saying, like, throw almost some Samurai Jack kind of mechanics.
Oh hell yeah!
Into something like that, and then have like historical
versus the Predator,
but like live action, like like some futuristic space marine or whatever, like chasing a predator down through like time, like as they're like think about how crazy that would be, dude. Like, and then teaming up with maybe a samurai, maybe a Viking, something like that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You know, there is a movie. I'm forgetting the name of it now, but it stars Jim Caviezel, the guy that played Jesus.
Okay.
And he plays a fucking space warrior. That, like,
I feel like once you play Jesus, you should get a pension like the president does. So you don't, dude. I mean, dude, back
he hasn't been in any other movies.
Back before the presidential pension existed, some of them would just go back to being like lawyers and stuff. They say like Benjamin Harrison, people would just laugh at him because like the president's like showing up to represent people in court, and like it was too.
That's how it should be, man.
It was just like
that's how it should be. They can go back to their normal lives after. That's how it fucking should be.
I don't know. He said it was one of the most degrading experiences. Like nobody would take them seriously.
Good, because no one will want to be president because they'll know they'll be degraded, except for people who actually give a shit.
Maybe.
If you knew that your life would be degradation afterwards for the rest of it,
Cleveland said it was one of the most humiliating experiences because he took that time between like the two because he was the only one elected for like consecutive. Shows you how bad of a job Benjamin Harrison did as president, where they're like, we just want the last guy back, please. But he said it was just like one of the most degrading experiences. People couldn't take you seriously. Be like, you're the president. You want to come and like work at our accounting firm? Are you serious?
That's how it should be, dude. Regular. if fucking presidents had to have a regular, still less than Barry. Well, hey, Jeb Bush did go to run a frozen yogurt.
Yeah, he is running frozen yogurt, dude. Like he's providing, you know, the South Florida.
Has there ever been a more pathetic political campaign than Jeb Bush? Like one that was just more, just like. You're not gonna fucking go anywhere.
Omega cringe.
Yeah, cringy.
Yeah, no, dude. When he pulled that hoodie, that zip-up hoodie, that tight zip-up hoodie over like it was a pullover hoodie, and he had to struggle to get it on. Like that was just like I was like, dude, that's a bad look. That's a bad look. Like that's a visual metaphor for like just a moron.
You help.
Yes, sorry. Yes. His voice sounds strained and his mouth moves uncomfortably around the foreign words. I will say I am getting a weird cat people from Avatar vibe with this guy, though.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, help. Steps aside. Oh, this is the wizard guy coming in. So this
that's
dude's hair,
agitated.
Ivan. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Ivan is
His-
I definitely I'm 5 seconds behind.
When we first picked up this character, the
Yeah.
guy we're sitting in the back of, his hair was completely brown. He looked like he was. He looked like our age practically.
Is he just rapidly aging then?
Because of how big he did with his magic, yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, I didn't even see Ulysses say that, but they could send a Terminator back in time after Predator. I'd watch that movie. Like it might be a dumb movie, but
Terminator
I think it'd be fun.
versus Predator would be pretty.
Terminator versus Predator. Let's do it, man. Why not?
Think about how interesting that would be. Like if the Predators showed up and started hunting humans, and then like the Terminators came across them or whatever, and then became determined to eliminate them, and were like chasing them back through time, like as they at times when they were hunting humans. Think about that. Like it'd be like
this is what I want the next Fast and Furious movies plot to be.
Okay.
I want the family to be. I want the Predator to hunt the family.
That would be interesting.
The Predator can hunt a lot of things, but it can't hunt family.
Dude, wait, imagine if it was some crazy fucking crossover, like shit with like a...
Well, the Predator, I guess, now, I guess I consider a franchise that is working again, even though it's been a long time. But every failed franchise where...
DeLorean from Back to the Future. Like, I mean, like, honestly, like, for Fast and the Furious, like, why not? Because, like, they go to some, like, antique car museum that has the actual Fast and the Furious car or whatever, and then just, like, literally drive it into the past.
You can call it Back to the Furious.
Back to the Furious.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah, dude. Fuck
yes, and if you can get Christopher Lloyd.
Dude,
or Michael J. Fox, they are alive.
A little Michael J. Fox action in there, yeah.
Family should adopt a xenomorph and teach it to just... It's like driving down the street.
You know, people think we're all monsters just because of the way we look.
Could you imagine...
Using...
Dude, just an image of a xenomorph, like just kind of like hunched over the steering wheel, like with his tiny eyes,
just making little screechy noises. Its second mouth comes out to like, I don't know. It's like trying to eat while it's driving, and it drops some food, and it uses its second mouth to like get the food that fell on the floor. That would be a pretty good visual image,
just
I think.
just like xenomorphs having to get into work and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, man, just a day in the life. We're just describing Robot Chicken sketch. That's all it is.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know what format that would work
in.
in.
Along the lines of like Rick and Morty, like another one of those terrifying alien races. That's just like another part of the bureaucracy.
I feel like it might make too little sense to even be in Rick and Morty, though. I think that is a Robot Chicken sketch, where you just don't need you don't go into that expecting an explanation for anything, or like really for it to be cohesive.
Okay, all right. The female speaks. The female looks agitated, speaks in a long stream of consonants. The male responds to her and turns to you.
I'm just gonna assume they're neighing at me because we can't hear what.
Hello, Roek, and others. Okay.
Scat hack. Is that scat hack? Scatbach. Scatbach. Is that his name? Is that? Yeah. So look how much grade he's got.
I'll try certainly at first.
Standing horse points step aside, allowing Ivan to approach the wounded fighters. Oh, is this a cutscene? Oh, no. Okay. Oh, that's anticlimactic. With Ivan and Juno tending to the wounded, he's hatching some scat. God damn it, you listen.
Apparently it's pronounced Skahawk.
Skahawk. Oh, okay.
It's Irish.
We were both wrong about what letter that was.
Well, the Celtic languages are difficult, man. It's wild.
I don't know how to read.
It's quite difficult. Dude.
Celtic. That's a hard language?
Any of them, dude. I mean, how can you have so many L's in one word? Well, someone needs to talk to the Welsh people about, like, they're hoarding L's, dude.
They're hoarding L's.
Give some languages some L's, dude. Like, you got too many of them. Like,
you just got too many L's.
You can't have
That's why the Romans destroyed it.
They're just over it.
They're like, those people over there, they're going mental with the L word. Gotta knock them down a peg, take some of their L's.
They've had it too good for too long.
Well, if they have so many L's, they've got to.
Right. Just like the more civilized societies to the south, where the L's have been regulated and brought into order, dude. Some Welsh towns will start with 3 L's, dude. Like they don't give a fuck. Like they really it's like
with the L.
It's like LLYWANLLWN. Like, and it's like, I don't know how to say that.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, Afternoon Tune, I think it's a fucking great idea.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Was Ivan DeJuno tending to the wounded?
Did you see Ryan Reynolds and his wife are fighting now because he bought into a Welsh football team with Rob McElhenney from
It's Always Sunny?
It's Always Sunny, but they went in half and half on a Welsh, like a 5th tier Welsh soccer team for $3 million, and apparently
wow.
It was just saying Blake Lively was like, dude, what the fuck, you can't just spend $3 million on a soccer team and then talk to me about it.
Yeah, I'd be fucking pissed if I was his wife too.
But I was just like, what a weird thing for Rob McElhenney to be like, you want to split a fucking
Rob McElhenney
a relevant Welsh soccer team?
Yeah, that's bizarre.
Yeah, I thought that was a strange headline to scroll past.
Huh. I wonder if they'll talk about it on the Always Sunny podcast.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
I have been consistently listening to that. Nice. That is a fun podcast.
That's great.
With Ivan and Juno tending to the wound, Roek. Or what did you say? How did you say it was supposed to be pronounced again, Tim?
Skyhawk. Almost like saying Skyhawk.
Skyhawk.
Large foreign caravan settles down outside the scant town of Grundar. Appears the town is enjoying a small festival. Quite a few. Wasn't that the name of that old dude, the old crazy guy in KOTOR?
Grundar?
Yeah, wasn't there a dude named Grundar?
Maybe.
Were we making fun of him for being named that?
Yeah, we were talking about Grundar from down under, dude.
Grundar from down under, goddammit.
Yeah, dude.
But
but he was just just like a sexy old crazy man.
Sexy old crazy man.
Yeah, dude.
No, I don't think that was our impression of him. No, it was on Taurus, right?
Yeah,
it was the upper city, lower city, undercity. It was down in the undercity where the exiled people were. They were basically Australians, right? They'd been sent there from their
the
ancestors. Right? Yeah.
Something.
Yeah. Yeah, it says basically Australia, but in Star Wars.
Yeah,
and they were like the descendants of criminals, but they weren't allowed to go anywhere else. Right? It'd be like if Australians weren't allowed to go anywhere.
Which I mean,
the old man
is a reasonable, down there.
If we have any Australian listeners,
I'm just fucking around.
No, I know. I'm kidding. But they're that old dude that was wanted us to find his apprentice's journals and right, so they could go to some
no, I remember, dude.
Were we mocking that dude for being named Grundar?
Yes, we did. Yeah.
I swear to God, that was the same name.
That's what I said, Grundar from down under, because it was the joke about he lived under. Yeah, so I just thought, that was the crux of that joke. Yeah.
I wasn't 100% sure if I remembered that right or not.
That was correct. Yeah. Okay. KOTOR did.
Tim, you still haven't played KOTOR, right?
Oh, you got to, dude.
I have not, but I apparently need to.
Yeah.
I know.
I feel like I've been talking about it for 10 years.
Oh, dude. The fact that we stumbled upon that little side mission part that you never played before, and I was like, wow, that's fascinating. That's such good Star Wars lore, just and a long side quest.
A long side quest, yeah. Well, it was a dark side quest where you run into
the Illuminati,
basically the Illuminati of the Star Wars universe in that time period, and then one of the members or one of the heads asks you to assassinate a bunch of the other ones. And, and that's just a minor thing.
Yeah,
that was not even remotely part of it.
Right, that was not essential to the story.
No, you could have.
But it also had some. Didn't it have some benefits long time?
You had some really good equipment from doing that quest.
That was very cool.
If you're doing Dark Side anyway. But see, Tim, that's just the kind of thing you could just kind of stumble on.
Yeah, it was very cool. Like it was interesting because you've played both before.
Yeah,
like,
and
even stumble on something you hadn't seen before after doing a couple playthroughs of the game.
Yeah,
so that was very.
I mean, and I played that when it came out. I played that multiple times over the years. And somehow, just missed that part.
Very cool.
I say good riddance, dude. I think I say good riddance for every CW DC show that ends. I think we got like 1.5 good seasons of The Flash out of that entire experiment.
Dude, that David Zaslav guy, that guy is a fucking, like, he's just taking a blowtorch.
Oh, Batgirl, Batwoman. Oh, Batgirl, the movie. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say without seeing it, because who knows? Maybe it could have been good. I don't know. I just, I don't know. I mean, clearly, if they spent $90 million on it and they were not happy with it, it can't have been great.
Yeah, I don't know.
It can't have been great.
I do think you said John Oliver said that he basically thought that what Discovery was doing was burning HBO down for the insurance money.
They are burning HBO. That is accurate. That is accurate.
Dude, that is the real reason. All their debt, dude, is they're just
because you know that Discovery purchasing Warner Brothers, they are inheriting, I believe it is $80 billion worth of debt.
And Discovery,
Warner Brothers is racked up.
Discovery is a way smaller company than Warner Brothers. The only reason they were able to buy it was AT&T desperately was trying to give it away.
Yeah.
Like they did not want it at all.
Yeah.
So like Warner Brothers isn't equipped to finance this. Like it's insane to think of like Discovery coming in and taking over a company that big. So like it's going to be really weird. Like,
it's a lot of stuff's getting cut.
Yeah,
a lot of stuff's getting crushed.
It'll be interesting. I hope it just doesn't entirely get destroyed.
I hope, but who knows?
Make up for like debt. I mean, they could lose intellectual property, dude. I would not be surprised if they weren't considering offloading some intellectual.
Well, dude,
property.
I mean, do you think Warner Brothers is because like Disney bought Fox, and so now there's no Fox? Right. Do you think Warner Brothers just falls apart and like splits at the seams and like? I think smaller company like that purchasing them?
I wonder if it doesn't end up being pretty successful, but being merged very much into like Discovery's kind of world, and the budgets for everything become dramatically lower, and it becomes a mix of like adult animation and like reality TV type stuff, and maybe limited live act, but like low.
He sounds like he wants to cancel all the smaller stuff and then spend a shitload of more money on the.
Well, because he's going to go all in on the studio and then go almost nothing but kind of base really affordable mass content,
which
fill out
I
the
don't
streaming,
want to. Which I don't
fill
want
out the streaming stuff. No, me either. But I'm just Discovery is worth money because they know how to generate viewers for like very little money.
Right. Well, that's what reality shows.
Yeah, that's
really
reality TV. But like, I mean, that's what they understand.
Right.
I don't know like what they're going to end up doing with some of this stuff, but like they're definitely culling talent right now and kind of probably poisoning the brand. Like Disney's also poisoning its brand.
Right now. Disney, they both are. I think right now.
I don't know what's going on in entertainment. But
I mean, you get some. I think. Because we got such consistent Marvel content for so long, and now it's like some of it's still good, but I do find it inconsistent, and the DC has just been inconsistent for a long time.
I do think we're through the growing pains now.
What would I do? I mean, I would like sit back and design like a long-term thing. Like this is where we're going. These are the big beats we need to hit along the way.
What you need is a number of small-scale, disconnected stories with villains,
which is what Marvel did,
right? That have some similar elements and all kind of start to point back to maybe one big bad. And I mean, like that. Like there's a formula.
Well, there is
Marvel laid out.
And
like,
sometimes that formula could be to the detriment too. I mean, personally, what I want from DC is for every. I don't want a universe from DC even anymore. I really was happy that they started to find their footing when every movie felt like it was starting to just kind of stand by itself. That's when we finally started getting good stuff. And I mean, look, a universe if good would be fucking cool. I would be happy to see it.
I like the idea.
But
I like the idea of like self-contained universes around the heroes themselves.
Sure,
you know, you have a little like Batman thing going on, some soft connections between. Like, I mean, like,
right,
the Joker,
they mostly are
the
separate.
Joker's so disconnected, but like, where's like impossible connections and like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
I guess that's the thing is like Joker is a good example of what I'm talking about with like that's so experimental,
totally
and I just don't think that would have even happened if they were just focused on a universe the whole time. You know, I don't even think you'd get a Fox like that. If they were doing like look at Marvel. When's the last time Marvel? Dude, the last time Marvel did something like out there like that was Fox making Legion. That wasn't even Marvel doing that.
Right. I mean, you have to like think about like the Joker, man. Some of the greatest performances of all.
Oh yeah, that's a legacy character at this point.
Like Jack Nicholson, dude. Like
Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger, Joaquin Phoenix. We don't talk about Jared Leto.
No, we don't.
We do not talk about Jared Leto. Cesar Romero. Cesar Romero. Yeah,
yeah, absolutely.
You were gonna say George Romero.
Yeah, I did. I was like,
that's Mr. Night of the Living Dead right there.
Living Dead director.
You know, he actually wrote a Resident Evil script.
Oh, cool. Nice.
That like stuck super faithfully to the first game.
Interesting.
They should let Zack Snyder do Marvel. Well, that's kind of what the Eternals was. It's kind of what the Eternals felt like. So there's an example. If you want to know what that would feel like, go and watch the Eternals.
I don't know. And it's like, the idea of finding somebody that's going to manage your universe, like that's like a.
You really got to have a real like specific brain for that. Like, I mean, like. Kevin
you gotta
Feige,
have like a Tolkien brain, dude. But like,
well, not only that, but Kevin Feige spent years as a comic book producer, and then spent years in a different career as a movie producer, and like understood the like production of both in a way that like I just don't think anybody else has done that specific career trajectory. I don't think there's anyone else that has the specific actual career experience to know how to pull that off. Not just like I think script writing. I think there are quite a few people who could, quite a few great writers that could, but to actually have the production knowledge at the same time, and so for one person to be able to handle both of those things.
Yeah. That's probably true.
Like, I don't know if anyone else like him exists.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know. It doesn't seem like it to me.
Give DC to Nathan Fielder, dude.
Nathan Fielder? Have Nathan Fielder? Dude, that would... I don't even know what that would look like, dude.
That would look like, dude.
DC, Charlie Kaufman's DC.
So good, dude.
Well, Sandman, though. Sandman, I think, that's DC.
Yep.
Sandman is DC. That is a DC. I mean, it's Vertigo, which is a sub-label, but Vertigo is DC. Yep. And that has been shockingly good. I didn't think that was going to be good. I really was very skeptical. But that's been awesome. That's a good DC adaptation.
Hey.
Right.
Outside the scant town of Grundar, it appears the town is enjoying a small festival. Quite a few clansmen go over the hill to enjoy the sights and sounds, but soon return looking disappointed. They call us outsiders, a woman says. They don't want us interrupting their wheat harvesting festival, but the merchants don't seem to mind trading. The clansmen soon shrug it off and take renewed interest in the horseborn, some in awe, others in disgust.
This is going to be the stream with like the least forward momentum on game progress.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying. I want to make sure we're moving through the game.
No, I absolutely.
People are here for it. Okay. And you're just kind of collecting resources right now.
So I'm resting so that all my warriors will be in good shape, and it also makes our.
I like these. I like these band. I like these band kind of management kind of choices and things like that.
And we can go and buy And, I mean, so far, I've just constantly bought as much supplies as possible because
That makes total sense.
you can, like, at least at the first game, there are a lot of spots where you could just get fucked and not have anything to.
Okay, gotcha. Makes sense to me.
Alright, then we got 3 characters to talk to. Alright, this is a little bitch of a prince.
The prince
not the big guy. Not the big guy.
The prince is acting even more standoffish than usual. You and Ivor have caught him staring ahead and twisting the ring on his finger over and over. Yeah, that's fucking ominous. Yarsa quietly stands by.
One of the first major decisions that we made in this playthrough of the first game was when the prince was being whiny and like insisting on something, and we literally bitch slapped him unconscious and then just like put him on a caravan going in another direction.
Yeah, that's what he gets. Alright. Glad to be heading home.
Then turns to the two of you and offers a polite smile. Yeah, that guy.
Okay, gotcha. He looks like a stuck-up
He's a little bitch.
Yeah, I don't like him at all. His
bitch.
face makes me angry.
Apparently, if you make certain decisions, he has like a complete 180 as a character and like grows and develops a lot, but that's not what we went with. So.
Even after that chasm,
so I wouldn't necessarily say you're locked out of that.
Oh, not yet. Anyway, I thought you said if we knocked him out, that that does lead to him basically kind of.
See, I thought so until this dialogue started happening. Which is a dialogue that shows he's having a changing of heart.
Okay.
Should he already be dead, based on what you thought?
Based on other options, sometimes you don't end up meeting back up with him, and he dies randomly.
So you don't even see him again?
You make it back to Arbring with him, and he's not your friend, and sometimes he is.
Huh.
Interesting, huh?
Is any of that random, or is it always
always choice based?
Always choice based.
I think it's based off of a myriad of choices that you're making.
But it's like a ton of different ones, so they all kind of like push.
I mean,
one way or another.
There are a lot of like games that have some of the stuff that just run on basic like D&D mechanics and stuff.
Oh,
that,
totally,
like 1 in 20 odds.
Well, KOTOR
and stuff. Like, yeah, KOTOR.
KOTOR totally does that. KOTOR is literally 3rd edition D&D.
Yeah, that's crazy. Even after that chasm, would be surprised if I said no. I thought you hated being so far from Arborang.
Is there anything you actually like?
It doesn't matter. That's where we're going. It doesn't matter, man. That's where we're going. You know, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you. It's a term I keep thinking about. It doesn't matter. Is he going to put some headphones on and listen to Linkin Park?
Even if I thought the way I've acted to everyone around me was wrong, it doesn't matter. It's who I am. Okay, alright. You, Ivor, and Yrsa are stunned to hear the prince talk this way. Yeah, why is he being such a little bitch?
Covered trim with scholars and fighters have never known anything else. Saying stuff like that won't make you any friends in this caravan. But that's it. Just it. Among these clansmen, I've seen the differences. I think I understand them more. Oh yeah? What do you understand? What do you plan to do with this? Just be aggressive with it, like, anyway.
I don't know, man. Why you gotta be so mean to him?
I guess it's just the way I'm reading it. Maybe those aren't even actually
yeah, you know, whatever, man. Just come down on him. Like, I don't, like...
Tim, am I totally reading these correctly? Or
I think he's having, like, a change of heart, isn't he? Like, no?
It kind of sounds like he's having that... it sounds like he's having a change of heart.
Oh,
no, but like, are these question dialogue options, are they meant to be like actually asking, or are they meant to be kind of being a little bitchy towards them, like, oh, now you think you fucking, you know?
It's more not whether you're reinforcing this change of heart.
Yeah, so maybe just tell him he's doing good, man.
Right, just give him like a
reinforce some positive behaviors around here, man.
Oh, Ulysses would just say actually asking. Yeah. All right, fair enough. Glad you think so, but I doubt my father will. Or so will agree. My father's not what you call open-minded. King's a hard man, has to be, but his son is his weakness. Can you tell me about the king? Prince is the king's weakness. I'll make my own opinion of the king when I meet him. Tell me about him. It's fine. Let's get some info. Suppose there's not much to him. He's king. He draws a hard line on every topic. Talking to him is like being told what to do. In fact, exactly that. It says said that about me. So the Rook is like the main character.
Okay, gotcha.
And the whole first game, you
he's got those ranger vibes. Dude.
Kind of Aragorn.
Really feels Aragorn. Yeah,
totally.
Nice, cool.
So throughout the first game, one of the main supporting characters is his daughter, And
Okay. Where's
she
she at?
basically takes the big, or well, it's either you or her take the big shot that makes it so that you can kill Bellower, the big immortal one, right at the end of the first game.
Sure.
And whichever one you choose to take the shot will get killed.
Okay.
And then the other, so you play the whole first game as him, and then you let her take, or if you then let him take the shot, she will then be the protagonist.
Interesting. Huh.
Right, so like
That's crazy.
how significant of a change this game could theoretically go.
That's wild.
And I don't even know that many of the differences yet.
Interesting. Okay.
And so that's the daughter he's referring to
This
there.
isn't about being his son. You'll see.
Kids usually have to make tough decisions and stick with them. Maybe someday you'll see why. And now I just don't think he'll care for my ideas on treating with... Oh, you almost said peasants.
Oh.
What would you like to be called? We're all people, even you. Is he though? Should we be nice to him like that? I was hoping that would let us shit on him some more.
You want to come down.
I was shitting on him pretty hard in the first game.
Okay.
I mean, if he makes up, if he impresses me, then we can give him some pats on the back, I guess. But
you got to reinforce. It's Pavlovian, dude. Like,
right, reinforce the good behavior.
Yeah, I mean, like if he starts acting up, just bitch slap him. But,
right.
Like
All right, so we'll keep that in our back pocket.
Like, we got a cookie in our inventory or something, dude. Like, give him one. Like,
he was a huge bitch in one. Yeah. I fucking hated him in the first game.
Okay, all right.
Just keep an open mind about your father the way you'd like him to have toward your ideas. Something I've never considered before. I'll think on it. As Prince Ludin and Ursa walk away, you feel Ivor watching you. What? Do you believe half the nonsense you say? I think I sounded really wise just then. Sounds like you've been practicing it. It's Pharaoh. Oh, and dude, this guy lost an arm to the big, immortal thing.
Oh, interesting.
That was badass.
Wow, damn.
He's like a... He was meant to be like the king of his species at one point, but left the crown behind and didn't...
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Share a smile before moving on. Is this something, or is that just... No, that's not something to click on.
Okay. We're in conversations now.
There's two more, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
One of the twins from the small village is chopping into a fallen tree for no reason. This makes it look dangerous. These two look exactly the same. I can never remember which one is the one with the family.
Okay.
Is this one the one that has the family, Tim?
That's the one with the family.
Okay, this is the one with the family.
Okay.
He's not happy, I guess.
He's just
that slow tapping on the shield. That is just an idle animation. But
he's wantonly destroying things because he's so pissy.
So it has no... Right. You did point that out last time too. The no scar, and scar is the way to tell them apart. Left with the Ravens, wondering if I should have done the same. Why is that? Follow your lead for a long time, and for what? That is just anytime anyone with a shield is in one of these dialogue scenes, they tap like that. Okay. But when he's clearly annoyed with you, it takes on an extra layer of, I don't know. Following your lead. Oh yeah. Brother's gone, my wife and children are frightened of everything around them, including me. Well, what are you doing to scare them, man? Tell them this constant fighting is only for a time, but it's changing. I see changing me. I see it in their eyes and my own reflection. I was doing it to protect them, but if they think I'm a monster, what's the point? How is this my fault? Just blow them off.
A little aggressive, dude.
Yeah, just don't even hear them out.
No.
Just
is that how you're treating these people? Say
no. I'm not doing that.
This is your group.
No, I just was reading the option.
Okay,
I haven't been treating people like that.
Okay, all right.
Up your shield and axe. They'll appreciate what you're doing someday. What do you want me to do? Should we just tell him to...
Yeah, tell him to get out of here.
If it's fucking your mind up.
Yeah, dude.
He looks shocked.
Take a mental health today, dude.
Yeah. Well, I think he's retiring is the idea.
I'll take a mental health retirement. Dude.
Yeah. Well, if you can't do it anymore, man.
Yeah.
All the other people laughed around the campfire. That just
skills
in the fight. Says if your family's important, you can handle some ribbon night.
No, this is my gift to you.
He's still feels like I can protect them better by fighting. Well then fucking fight then.
Yeah, either Just you got to make big decisions every day. Just make this one for me. Oh shit. Okay. I assume we lose him as a playable
If you
character.
choose
then,
anything but
right?
encourage him to keep fighting, I'm gonna just guess he doesn't and just leaves the party.
Well, yeah,
keep
let
chopping
him
the log.
just consult the log. Maybe.
Consult the log.
Yeah, just let him work it out with the log.
Let him work it out with the log.
Yeah, it's like they have those rooms where you can pay to just destroy stuff. Have you ever seen that?
No.
Oh, you can like rent a room and they'll put like a refrigerator or an oven or a TV, like whatever you want. They charge you based on the item, but then they just give you like a baseball bat or a flamethrower or something in there. You just
Flamethrower.
Yeah, dude, they just have like all sorts of different stuff you can go in and just destroy it with. Yeah.
That sounds kind of awesome.
It's like a de-stress kind of like activity.
I would do that.
Yeah.
I would destroy a room.
I think they call it like destruction therapy.
Destruction therapy.
Very effective.
Yeah. I can imagine just get the ever since in Vice Principals, I saw them destroy that flat screen TV. The way that thing exploded, like I've always wanted to actually do that. Like, to see
that is you were referencing one of the funniest moments I think I've ever seen in a comedy when they fucking
destroy the house.
When they destroy that house.
Yeah.
When it starts with let's look around and look for some dirt.
And they throw one vase on the floor, and they start like. Do you remember when they threw the chair into the wall and the legs broke through the plaster and like stuck into the wall?
Well, it escalates from them spying for dirt on someone they don't like
burning
the house down.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Just tell them to keep chopping the log, dude.
Tell them to chop the log.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like not taking like a big like.
Okay.
I mean, he did ask us to choose for him.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. He's pretty good in a fight, but like, will he be like pissed with us and then leave anyway at some point if we tell him to do that?
Tell him to be with his family, I guess.
Just tell him to just retire.
I guess. I don't know. What do you mean? Like, what? All
right. We'll let him retire.
Are we trying to reverse psychology him right now, or what?
I don't think it's that complicated. Okay. I think he's just going to do whichever. Well,
you're saying if we try to encourage him to keep
maybe he'll be annoyed at that
anyway. So
I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
You never know if something's going to have a boomerang effect. Sometimes it's straightforward, and other times there's a total boomerang
sometimes
effect.
You try to hit yourself in the face with the boomerang because it might boomerang, back and
right.
That might you don't know. Like maybe you can, make it work out. And what are your other options? You want to give him an answer,
right?
So just tell him to be with his family.
All right, we'll try that. Signs with relief and nods. I'll still be around, but I'll be busy playing with my kids. You're a good man, Rook. Oh yeah, no, I think we lost him as a playable character. All right, well, fuck it. Could always. I will probably play these games more than once.
Yeah,
I think for sure. Nadi has already expressed interest in playing these, so I'll probably play them again with her at some point. Thank. Is this guy looking for unobtainium? Glance at Ubin, who snorts and smiles. God, Tim, what was it again? What was the name?
Skyhack.
Skyhack?
Like Skyhawk almost.
Skyhawk. Thanking you for helping his friend, Roek. Deirdre's the other one, but she's not in a talking with Varl and Human's mood. You're welcome. I'd like you to meet Hakan. His tail swats his flanks and he bows his head. I didn't say centaur, I said horseman. Varl man's same herd. No, but we're no longer enemies. I've seen Horseborn in centuries. Last they knew, humans and Varl were at each other's throats. What brings you so far north? I was confused by the question. Zubin shows him the map pointing to Dalaland and Grundar. Grundar from Down Under.
Yeah, Grundar. Man. Ooh,
Our planes break. Oh, because the serpent.
Okay.
Oh, it's because the world serpent.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Hakan snorts. Might be justice, didn't they kill all the horses? Yep. His ancestors did, blaming folks for This happened hundreds of years before they were alive. Might as well accuse these humans around us of starting the Great Wars. See, and they live so long that they get that. They're smarter than that. Well, some of them are. Anyway. What happened to Roak? Brave fighter, protect food, hit many times. Who is attacking? He thinks in his other language. Tim? Can you help me? Tricante? I don't know. I'm guessing. Tim, do you know how to pronounce that? Are Ulysses? Can you type it phonetically? Tricante. Oh, I actually was pretty close. Tricante? Okay. His eyes go wide and he stomps the ground before pointing west. You look at Ubin. I don't have a clue, but clearly not a friend. Trajectory. So I have to explain that joke, otherwise this is going to be too much of a joke. Funny, but we watch a lot of bad stuff, right? Watching that really terrible 90s Fantastic Four cartoon. And they were in the like origin story where they're like going into space. Richards is talking about the rocket, and he says the word trajectory, and he actually pronounces it like that, and it makes it sound like the voice actor wasn't
reading it for the first time.
Yeah, like didn't know that word and was just guessing how it sounded.
Trajectory.
It's Reed Richards, who's supposed to be the smartest guy, like person in Marvel.
Yep.
And he doesn't know the word trajectory.
Yeah, that was crazy. Oh
man, I don't have a clue, but clearly not a friend. Is the people here in Grundar down under? Skathik look Skahawk. I'm already forgetting it. Skyhawk. Alright, I'll just say that. That's easier to remember, to be honest.
Skyhawk.
Looks where Hakan is pointing. He shakes his head and points west again. Varl King eyes Skyhawk suspiciously. How do you know our language? Just stares at us. Talk like us, where did you learn? Heard little trade with mans and mud. Skahawk, a hawk that listens to ska.
That'd be kind of cool, like the steel drums, like
a hawk playing the steel drums.
Maybe with
or just listening to steel drums.
I think just listening to the music.
It's like bobbing its head. Is that how you know it's?
Yeah, dude. Just like you just hear the steel drums in the background. It's like like it is like
Like he means our bog friends, the crags, the swamp people. Oh, Alex, we're swamp people. We had to fight the swamp people in this game.
Hey, those people are intimidating, man. I mean, they hunt those alligators. Fucking psychos.
Have you found food you were seeking? Enough for time, I guess. 2 others take to herd in south. This have scuffed the ground during certain words. Says that part of those like the scuffing almost part of the language.
Or he's just kind of pissed and like emphasizing.
Oh, sure. That could be more of an emotion thing. Just those 2. What about you and the couple? This herd help. We help this herd. I mean, I don't know. Do we trust do we trust the horse people?
Apparently it's just Trigony.
Yeah, I mean...
Which also translates from Scottish Gaelic to resident.
Huh, okay, interesting.
Do we trust them?
Do we trust these horse people?
I don't know, man. I mean, I don't want to, say, do
we trust
I just don't know, man. I mean,
Is he an evil, right? Not, well, hopefully
I will
not.
say, they are not... They are as evil as the Dredge are.
Oh, seriously?
No, I mean in terms of like
the Dreads are turned out to not be bad, but also just running away.
Fleeing, yeah.
Right, okay.
And the Horseborn are
They're
much
also
so the
running
same.
away.
The Dredge you are finding out here is that the ground's split open and that there's Dredge over there too.
So they're also they're just okay. So they're at least not in a movement that use most of his upper body. Man, Barrel, Horseborn, same herd. Funny. Ubin chuckles as the group separates. Alright. There's one more conversation.
I think
you
did all 3.
Okay. Alright, now before we leave, I'll be right back. I just gotta use the bathroom real quick, and I will also grab us more beer.
Oh, yeah.
Alex, if you wouldn't mind just entertaining you and Tim.
Those Oktoberfest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. What's up, Tim?
Wanting beer more now?
Yeah.
Damn it, I'm gonna go grab beer.
Yeah, you should, man. You should.
If there's anything I learned from Brett Kavanaugh, it's embrace it when you like beer.
That's right. That's right. Oh yeah. What are my options here? I'm just gonna start clicking around in here, dude. Let's see. What are my Are there any menus nearby? What can I do? Rest. We already rested. Heroes training. What's going on in here? Okay, this is just our team. Okay, and this is who's in our roster. Why, if you guys hate on this Ludin dude so much, why he in our roster, man? Put him back in here. What's up with Ganoof?
So you'll notice each of them have different kinds of weapons. There's, I believe, 4 major archetypes: sword and board, two-handed, spear, and bow and arrow.
Sage likes Ludin. Is that what you said? Is that, like, what are the implications of that?
So, Ludin is good because he can, him and Trigvi essentially have the same style.
I see
you can just drop Trigvi.
Oh, okay. What about, we have a couple level 5 people over here, right, that are like, these are new to our group, though. Should we use some of the Horseborn, or no?
Put Ivor up there, take Trigvi out.
Put Ivor. So how do I put him up there?
Skahawk.
Okay, move. Okay, gotcha. Okay, and then you want me to take Trigvi out?
Yeah, take Trigvi out, that little bitch.
How do I move him? Oh, remove. Okay, gotcha. And then you want me to put Skahawk in there?
Yeah, and then...
Okay, gotcha.
Derdriu is also a good one, and you can replace... I don't know, man. I feel like Ivan doesn't really shine until he levels up once more, and he hasn't gotten a single fucking kill.
So you're gonna put Derdriu in here, okay. I feel like we accomplish more when Sage leaves.
What? That is a quote from you, not from me.
Alright. Now what can I do now?
See, you can check on your heroes, and that's what you already did. You can do training, which is essentially mock combat.
Okay. Is just wanting to swing at each other's finesse, or are you here to actually learn something that could save your life on the battlefield? It's a spar.
Oh, thank you for the biddies, Afternoon Tune.
Oh, hey, thank you, Afternoon Tune. Very cool.
You are the reason we do this.
To play through without him.
Just lock him in the bathroom. Hey, that's the premise of co-host takeover.
This
could just be another form of that.
Oh yeah, let's just lock him in there. I think that's where he's at right now.
Get Nadia in on it. Just like tie the door shut, put a chair there, do what you gotta do.
Just wait till he gives up. Alright, good. Maybe you'll figure out a few things on your own. Sven looks excited. I'll send in some fools for you to smack around. Okay.
And that's the nice thing about training, is they can teach you combos between different characters and their abilities. Okay. Like, Ivor has a knockback and Oddleaf has a trap, so it teaches you to use Ivor to knock things into Oddleaf's trap.
Okay. And how does Oddleaf's trap work? Is it that diagonal thing you're talking about?
The diagonal thing is more like the lightning thing from Ivan. Hers is she shoots a trap, and it becomes invisible to enemies, and when they walk over it, they are hit by a falling arrow, and their movement for that turn ends. So it essentially is good at preventing an enemy from reaching you for an extra turn.
Okay, so she needs to get in proximity of enemies then to do that, or what?
When you are within proximity of an enemy, you see their box start to kind of pulsate, and it shows how much damage you would do to that enemy if you were to attack them.
Wait, so it's pulsating. Can I attack this guy in this turn then, or no, with Oddleaf?
Yeah, if you confirm the movement, and then you have the ability to pick your target from there.
Okay. Oh, so I can hit him with like a rain of arrows then. Gotcha.
The rain of arrows is the trap.
Okay.
So you can't put it directly on someone, but you can put it directly in between themselves and you.
Okay.
Or you can just use the regular attack.
Okay. This is a shield breaking attack, or?
Yeah, so enemies have armor and strength. Strength doubles as your attack power and your health pool, so the less health you have, the less damage you do. But the higher someone's armor is, the more likely you are to hit the shield instead.
Okay.
Or,
so what do you suggest? What would you suggest in this situation?
I would say do the shield break.
Okay. Alright, L and R, I just, like, that's how I confirm the attack, or I, like, charge them up, or what?
L1 and R1 adds or just subtracts willpower. And willpower is that thing from, like, the having good morale.
And so I'm burning that down? Like, where's my morale meter here? Like...
On the left-hand side, look for the icon that matches that.
Okay, yeah, gotcha. So if I use 3, that comes out of my store of willpower?
Yeah, like you're essentially using willpower to bolster your attacks.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so I don't know. Is it healthy to max out right now? Is that a good idea or not?
Go for it. I mean, yeah.
All right. I'm just trying to understand the mechanics of combat here for sure.
Well, one of the more interesting aspects to it is sometimes it's about getting as many enemies down to a lower health so that they don't have bigger attacks.
Oh, so without waiting to pick them off till they're in, but just kind of exhausting them?
Yeah, like kind of dishing out your attacks between everyone so that you're not killing one by one and still having full-strength enemies hit you the entire time. Because the more damage you take, the less damage you're doing the entire time. It's like a war of attrition almost.
Interesting. Okay.
Alright. I'm back. Let's get our Oktoberfest. Oh shit, what happened?
Oh shit. What? Oh, I'm doing like practice combat right now.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, like,
I figured that was something. something that I did.
Yeah, he started a war with the Horseborn.
Yep, I told the Horseborn they could
split the
fuck
human
off.
and Varl.
I told them we were like mad because their dicks were so big.
I didn't say horse dick. I said man dick.
Man dick.
Oh shit! Afternoon Tune, thank you for cheering.
Yeah,
thank you.
Afternoon Tune sent in a bit. He's been a bro for sure.
Should lock him in the bathroom and finish the playthrough without him.
I said it seemed like we were accomplishing more without you.
Well, yeah, no, it's because you and me in the same place at the same time.
I know.
We both talk.
Just ramble.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I mean Oh no, it's fine, dude. Let's get back to the story. I want to actually see you guys accomplish something on this.
No, fair enough. But I did. I didn't bring the beer out here. We got the Oktoberfest. Oh shit! I quit the whole game, not the.
Oh shit!
Whoop! Not just the training.
I'm such a old man, dude. I just buy beer at Costco now.
You mean you just buy beer at Costco?
Yeah.
All right. So what? Are these all the same, or?
I got Stella, and I got a Sailor Oktoberfest.
Oh, okay. Let's try to do the Stella. I don't think I've.
Alright, I'm gonna go grab a beer now that there's 2 people again to stay behind.
Yeah. You do that, man. Cheers.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy Saturday.
Knock it across the screen. Yeah, hell yeah. Happy Saturday.
Yeah, happy Saturday.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Feel the peer pressure, Tim. Yeah, what about you? Ulysses, are you drinking?
Yeah, man.
Get something. Celebrate Saturday with us. Now that Row X had a chance to heal too, the Horseborn are heading south to deliver some supplies to their people. What crazy ideas in your head, Scribner? I'd have to get up.
Fair point.
I mean, yeah, I suppose.
Sometimes, not getting up is worth being sober.
It's worth not getting up. It's worth being sober.
Yeah, dude.
With the world falling apart around us, there may not be another chance to trek down south. Listen to yourself. The world is breaking. Everyone's free to do what they want, but you'll be missed. I mean, the world is breaking. I mean, I feel like is this really the time to be like, oh, let's go this way?
Yeah, how about, whatever, man. Whatever the fuck you're talking about, we don't have time for that shit.
I don't expect a human to understand, but a Varl as old as me has more important goals than just staying alive. What about that competition you Varl have for who lives the longest? I've always understood the rules to mean you're actually doing something, not holing up somewhere safe. Besides, my guess is Snorri didn't make it out of Grafheim, where the Sundar attacked. I might already be the winner.
Ooh, Sundar and Grandar, dude.
Sundar and Grundar, that's true. Yeah, you got Sundar from down under and
Simon and
Grundar from down under.
Garfunkel, dude.
Simon and Garfunkel.
Yeah, Sundar and Grandar, dude. Like.
Oh man,
What?
I want to see that KOTOR remake so badly, dude. But it seems like it's gonna be a ways off now.
Yeah, well.
It's a lot longer off now.
What are you gonna do?
I mean, it probably will be better for it too.
So they're gonna go off on their little whatever side quest.
I guess so. Well,
Dude, I'm getting pissed at the group, man. What that one guy wanted to retire now the whole office is resigning. Just things, important stuff.
It's not a rock in the land as hard-headed as me, so don't waste your breath. You taking your hired muscle with you? I'd feel better if Gunolf stayed with all of you. That blade of his is sure to attract the wrong kind of attention. Wrong attention might find you anyway, then who will protect you? I'm old, not an idiot. I've learned a few tricks to keep my head on my shoulders. And Gravel shrugs and walks off to find food. Be safe. Join us again if you can. You know where we're going. Don't worry about it. Yeah, so they are breaking off. So I wonder if... Because the first game, most of it was two caravans. They kind of met up near the end, and then in this one, it's one caravan that's already split off into two before this, and now we're going to have three different groups that we come back and forth to, because that'd be interesting.
I guess.
Sure, I'd like to see this thing through to Arboring. Farewell. This is a few more goodbyes before departing. Interesting. Oh, okay, because was it just him that went with them? It wasn't like a group of people? The governor, fuck, this guy's an asshole. Governor catches up to you and asks for a moment of your time. His bodyguard is beside him, silent. Something to be said for you getting across that chasm and through that.
Is that a brooch knife?
He looks like, he doesn't look like a douche.
Yeah, he does. Look at that. That's so just that's like medieval overcompensating there, man.
It's like somebody wearing
a gigantic dagger to hold on my cape.
It's like somebody then wearing sunglasses at night now.
Yeah, I like that Corey Hart song though.
Song?
Yeah, that song.
What's the band?
Corey Hart. I don't know. It's like an '80s. It's like an '80s song. Sunglasses.
Oh no! I totally know what you're talking about. Yeah, right. I guess I've never had an attachment to that. But just trying to make up for his lack of hands. He did lose a hand. Chasm hand through the bog. Is that a compliment? Keep it to yourself. Just say nothing and ignore him.
Yeah, ignore him, dude.
Yeah?
He said he's an asshole.
He has been an asshole so far, but I wonder if, he did pay. This is the first time he said something nice to us, so is he also having a change of heart?
Fine.
I don't know. Or we could just be an asshole to him like he was before. Like, we could just blow him off.
I don't know. Maybe try to build some camaraderie. Fine. Ask him if it's a compliment.
He's never gotten as many people killed as I expected. Alright, well, he kind of just took the bitch way with that again, anyway.
I guess.
Give the governor a half smile. Or was that his way of, saying
it was like a backhanded
It was a backhanded,
but it was like maybe one of those things where it's like, it's a step in the right direction, I guess.
Like something my grandma would say to me, or to my mother more.
Yeah, right.
Oh, well, you brought us a doctor.
I didn't always have beard, so much potential.
That's like a targeted shot.
That really is.
Like when somebody says that to you, you'd be like,
brother's a doctor.
Be like, you always had so much potential. That's like right at your soul. That's a target. That's a tactical strike on your self-esteem right there, dude.
I just noticed he's missing a hand.
Oh, no. Or wait, you just
beat
noticed
this entire series, and I didn't realize he was missing a hand.
Yeah,
he didn't lose a hand for you in your version.
Stumpy, dude.
Oh, maybe that didn't happen in your version. Yeah. You still fail, and I'll be there to push your face in the dark. So you still being a dick. I could just banish you now. Relax, Rook. Half your precious clansmen would join me based on title, although the other half for Dagger's charming personality. This guard simply continues to... That guy looks crazy.
Yeah, he does.
Ulysses, you've seen that. I bet Ulysses has seen that guy on the bus. I bet Ulysses has seen that guy.
Could you imagine how funny it would be? Dude, okay, if I had like a prank show or whatever, I'd have like a band of like Viking raiders like storm onto a subway car. like just go like running into a subway car screaming and then just stop and wait on the train. Just like.
And they all just like, as soon as they get on the train, they all just kind of freeze in place.
Yeah.
And be like very like quiet and polite until they stop.
Yeah.
And then they just scream and run off again.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I see that. I figured.
Dude.
They have to make them into the army they need to be to survive an armor run. He stifles a yawn. Tell you what, if you can get us through this absolute wasteland, Rogo lost his hand in a tragic masturbation accident. Might actually.
They said it was my hand and my dick.
Oh, and I try not to pick up any more strays on the way, okay? Yeah, he wants, because, every time you pick up more people, he in particular has some shit to say about it.
Why?
Even if they're fighters that, like, we totally could use.
He just doesn't like it.
Yeah, he doesn't like it. Steers in the direction of the horseborn. He's also not a fan of the Equisapiens.
Well, when you say it like that, I'm not a fan of him.
He is a very openly human supremacist. Like,
Tim,
he is very much so against all the fucking non-humans and most humans.
That too. Tim, have you seen the movie Sorry to Bother You? Have you seen that movie? It's called Sorry to Bother You.
That movie's so crazy, Tim. Oh my
That's
God.
one of my favorite movies.
Oh my God.
It's Lakeith Stanfield is the main character.
Yes, I have.
Yep. And then Army Hammer
Equisapiens.
is like the evil CEO of like
Army Hammer in that movie is so close to
because I've seen that performance in that movie. It doesn't surprise me that he's like a cannibal.
Well, he's not an actual cannibal. He's a cannibal fetishist. Yeah,
right. But
that's why he doesn't have a career in Hollywood.
Like I saw like you could tell he had like sociopathic tendencies just from his performance in that movie.
It was almost too perfect. It was too perfect.
So good. But yeah, they make like they genetically engineer horse people in that movie, dude.
Well, that's the joke I was making with the Equisapien.
Equisapiens, yeah.
Equisapiens.
Very bizarre.
It's a crazy movie, man. It's a crazy. It's one of my favorite films, though. To be honest,
it's one of the perfect like absurdist movies.
It's a sci-fi film
that ramps up over. It starts so small and just spirals at it, and that's always an impressive thing to see in a movie. To watch like kind of a mundane seeming movie like spiral into insanity.
Synecdoche, New York is like that, where it seems pretty basic at the beginning. It doesn't seem like it's like too crazy. And then as it goes along, that movie gets weirder and weirder and weirder.
I was watching the documentary Jodorowsky's Dune.
Oh,
which is one of those classic examples of
Jodorowsky's. Well, is that because didn't David Lynch direct that?
No. David Lynch made the Dune that actually came out. Jodorowsky's Dune was a concept
the one that never happened. Right.
But it's like one of those classic examples of like an artist.
One that was supposed to be like 12 hours long.
Yeah, but it was going to be like 12 hours long. But it was an example.
Could work as a high budget show now.
He had a proof of concept book that was something that was like done occasionally in Hollywood, but it was pretty rare. But it was like this thick. It was like over a phone book size worth of printed images, and they sent him out to like the Hollywood studios or whatever. But it was going to be 12 hours long. It was like a classic example.
That's the main reason it didn't happen.
Yeah, it's that kind of Schenectady, New York thing. It was an example of like an artist's vision ballooning beyond what was humanly possible.
Right.
Apparently, he wanted Salvador Dali to play the Emperor in the movie, but then they changed the plot of the Emperor because Salvador Dali was going to charge $100,000 an hour.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
On set, so Jodorowsky wrote it around only having Salvador Dali for 1 hour to shoot. Wow. And Salvador Dali demanded that during his scene he be able to have a throne with two dolphins.
Okay.
Like with their mouths like this. No, like up and with their mouths like this.
Okay.
And then he would shit and piss into the mouth of the dolphin. Like, it's like a giant
What?
dolphin toilet throne. Like, he demanded that if he was going to be in the movie.
Well, hold on. Like a statue or like a toilet or like he wants
It's a throne that he sits on, but he can piss and shit into, like, the
okay.
Toilet.
Well, that's...
yeah.
Okay, that is... See,
Not real dolphin.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were saying. I was like way more freaked out by that.
But that was like his demand. He said he would not do the movie unless he was able to like
a giant dolphin throw
toilet. Yeah, that
what
he would
fuck?
that he would use, but there would have to be a stunt double to use it.
What the hell?
And that was like, it was going to be an insane movie, dude.
Probably very different from the book, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, they gave like H.R. Geiger like consulted on.
Yeah, I do remember hearing that. Well, like the Dune have you seen the Dune that we did get?
Yeah,
recently?
it was pretty good.
I thought that's probably for as weird as
probably
the
about
book is,
probably about as faithful to it as you can
and
be.
like a live action.
Yeah. I do
like that.
I think
you'd have to do a series if you wanted to.
I think it was a more washed out and kind of grayed version of the aesthetic of Dune than like what I envisioned when I read the books.
Okay.
But otherwise, I thought it was fairly.
Well, I think we haven't spent much time with the Freeman yet, and I feel like that's where more of the color starts to come in.
Yeah, that's true.
So
in some of the
movie,
CHs,
we barely spend any time with them in that.
God, I love Dune, dude.
Because it only does half the book.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I think that could potentially. Mm-hmm. I would say yes about the first movie, but also because of the groups we spend time with.
Right.
Maybe not once we see more. Maybe. I don't know.
I did think it was a solid adaptation.
Yeah.
Like,
well, the way they visually depicted the orthocopters.
Yes. Yeah.
Dude, how fucking cool is that?
That
Tim, are you a Dune fan at all? Have you ever read the Dune books, or did you see the new movie?
I have not seen the books nor seen the movie.
You haven't seen the books? Have you read the books though?
I have not.
No, I'm kidding. Great. I mean, I think some of the best sci-fi ever written. Easily.
It's
well, up to a point, because then the author died and other people.
But he made
some of the other stuff.
He made 6. I've read all 6 of the ones that he wrote.
Yeah,
he had a solid series. People talk about like doing like further like adaptations of Dune. Like if you were to spiral, I can't imagine.
Yeah,
they become.
I think you can do the first 2.
They become the first
as like big Hollywood movies.
So. Well,
the third one is about a dude who like mind melds and becomes a worm god, and
he wears a baby, like he pulls like one of the worms onto him like a skin suit as a child, and it like fuses with him, and then he becomes like the worm, and it's about it's about him being involved in like a political marriage, and basically be a living
god of the planet,
a living god. Like I don't know if you would make that movie. It's an interesting. An interesting book,
and
but
you also jump ahead at like 3,000 years of time, and the planet ecosystem has gone from a desert to like a rainforest.
Terraformed, and
it just gets so
really
weird,
ambitious and high.
And those are different characters from the characters that are in the first one too. So it's like another story.
Although it is only like
it's connected,
it is only like Duke Leto's grandson. Like it's
it's not too many characters forward, but it is different characters.
3,000. No, but it's Moab's son, but he's lived 3,000 years.
No, I know. It's just different characters.
He's the only character that's even kind of tangentially connected.
Well, there is the whole thing where they keep I won't say which, but they there's like a clones of another character, and that gets it. It just gets weird, and I just don't know how that would work really in a live and 3 and beyond.
It's like a philosophical exercise. Some of the later stuff in the
Space Odyssey, crazy
more, I don't know
how you would do that.
Well, it's like Dune leans even heavier into mysticism and kind of stuff like that than Star Wars.
Well, Star Wars is a ripoff of Dune, but for kids.
Sure. Yeah,
that's literally what Star Wars is. Star Wars takes like a bunch of shit from Dune and goes, let's make like the family-friendly, like kind of for kids that we can make toys of version of Dune.
Yeah,
that is what it is in so many ways.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that is kind of what George Lucas made his living doing, was like
Yeah,
kind of adapting
I mean, whatever,
and
that's
chopping,
fine.
like,
I mean, that's
like things for like a mass audience. No, I mean,
yeah,
like
totally fine. And you know what? Without those Star Wars movies, if Star Wars never happened, I wonder if we'd get the Dune movie that we got
no,
recently.
no,
you know, like
no.
that probably.
Star Wars made sci-fi possible.
Yeah.
It was like the other thing with like that Jodorowsky's Dune watching the documentary was just the fact that was supposed to come out before Star Wars.
Right.
So the only big budget, like crazy ambitious sci-fi movie ever made,
Right.
up to that point, was 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Right.
And that was like, I mean, that was like people. Stanley Kubrick got to do whatever the fuck he wanted.
Right.
People would
Well,
show
'cause he
up.
was Stanley
People would
Kubrick.
show up to see a Stanley Kubrick movie.
Yeah.
But people didn't know if you could make a sci-fi movie on the scale of 2001: A Space Odyssey and have success without
but they
having
just
the,
did it because
the
he said
name.
so.
Well, or just somebody thinking about doing one after 2001.
sure.
Like,
Yeah.
people didn't know if that was only successful because it was Stanley Kubrick.
Right.
Like, they didn't, like...
Star Trek couldn't even come back until Star Wars proved sci-fi could sell. That's true.
Yep.
That is true.
I wonder if you could join us if you like.
Oh.
No, but that is incredible that Star Wars,
Yeah, that's what-
as big of a cultural impact as it's had, is derivative of another work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting. 'Cause-
Everything's derivative, man.
Yeah.
Like,
It's interesting because you can dig
Like,
deeper and see
yeah.
building blocks. There's the moment where Thanos is in the little shallow pool of water holding
Yep.
the Soul Stone, and there's the eclipse in the background. That is a direct and intentional reference to Berserk.
Berserk.
Like, you don't know how much Star Wars is derivative
Oh,
of
yeah,
everything,
sure.
but it's just like you could dig deeper
Right.
into this, and you could find like Berserk is like all these references and all these things and all this underlying pop culture,
Yep.
and Dune is like that too. But again, it's like not a lot of people. I feel like Dune has never been as popular, so. But a lot of it comes from Dune.
One of my favorite examples of just the way that like ideas and concepts and motifs get passed back and forth
Yeah.
between things
Oh,
is like Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Oh, sure,
Seven
sure.
Samurai and all that.
Yeah.
Like Seven Samurai was the Japanese movie.
Yeah.
That the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly's plot is basically taken from.
Yeah.
It's taken from that movie.
Well, and I
But the
believe
people-
that-
But that was based on
Yeah.
an American novel from like the 1920s
Yep,
about cowboys in the Old West.
Yep.
So a Japanese take
Yep.
on an American novel
Yep.
set in Japan inspired an Italian director to make an Italian interpretation of a Western movie based
on a Japanese
and I don't think
interpretation
Sergio
of-
Leone even knew that Japanese movie was based on an American Western novel, but he
Right.
took it back to cowboys anyway, like as the
Right, just
inspiration,
'cause-
which is just
yeah.
that's so crazy, dude.
Yeah, I do love that kind of. I love that ping pong of ideas. Ah, so good.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Group of 24 humans, thin and dirty, step off the rough path to let the caravan pass. Please, a young girl says, anything to eat. Her mother eyes her
Look
mother.
away from the girl and keep moving, dude.
But they're see,
They're
24.
hungry. Do we have food?
Why are you all out here? We could
Okay,
just
ask
ask
some questions.
first.
Ask
Tim,
some
is asking allow us just to ask, or does this lock us into a permanent response? Is this like
I think you can ask,
okay?
and then you have to choose.
Okay.
Homes were burned. Cows didn't even show a banner. Now we're just trying to get somewhere safe to start over.
Don't give him our food, man.
Should we let him join us though? Like, should we let him walk
Well,
with us?
Will they
If
undermine
you
like cohesion,
give them
dude?
food, you essentially lose supplies without getting the help.
Yeah.
Right.
If you let them join, they still consume supplies anyway. Or you can
Well,
say
we have
fuck 'em
more
if
people.
you think your conscience can bear it.
Dude, like the Mongols, man, like they used to like have people like come around for like missions and stuff, but like,
Right.
dude, like I mean, like those people are chewing up resources. Like I mean, these useful human beings.
Well,
like
I don't
at some
know.
point, you're just like, dude, we got a job to do. We can't be picking up trade. Like, dude, no.
You are consistently arguing for the more harsh option too.
No, I've been arguing for good stuff. Like for the people in our group, we need group
Yeah.
cohesion. But
Well,
we
you're not
also
wrong.
Need,
You're not
we
wrong.
also need to hone our group. We can't pick up starving losers Like, they couldn't even defend their houses. Like,
You can't pick up starving losers.
yep. So I telling them we can't spare nothing, dude.
Damn. All right. Well,
Yeah.
Ulysses, what's your take? And Tim, what's your take? I'll take everybody. Give me their takes. I want everybody's take.
Well, the way I looked at it is, so far, basically everywhere you've been has been destroyed as you've like after you've left, either
Right.
by the dredge or the ensuing darkness.
Right.
So, in a way, building up the caravan is you shoring up the last remnants of humanity outside of the human capital.
It's a pretty good argument.
But dude, we have to survive. I'm just saying, man. Like you can only bring so much.
I mean, that's true.
Like you get too much chaff in your bread, dude, and it's not bread anymore, right? Like you got to separate that. Like, let those people blow off. These are like everybody's getting screwed right now, but these people are squishy, dude. They look hungry. Like they're gonna eat our food.
Well, Ulysses says if you take them with and they prove useless, you have more food.
How do I have more them?
Well, because our
cannibalism
people in our
argument?
caravan.
Known
People in our
politics and cannibalism with rapid respawn for rapid cannibalism.
This is rapid cannibalism. There you go. It's the crossover show. But more people is more people that can go out and look for food.
Okay, all right, fine, pick them up.
All right. Worried glances are exchanged until a man says, better than us starving out here on our own. They all tend to agree, and thank you joining the rear of the caravan.
Well, all you Sarah McLachlan motherfuckers do.
Well, no, but they can find food. They can go get food. That could be more food. Ulysses said they give us more food.
Plus, that's
Can we
only
actually
24
eat them?
people
Is that
out
an
of
option?
600.
No, not eating the people.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Tim, what did you say?
Oh, I was just saying that at least it's only, 24 people in addition to the 600 something in your
Oh, I
caravan.
didn't realize. I didn't
You lost
realize
more
our
than that
group
from the
was that.
bridge.
That is
I didn't
big.
realize the group was that big.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how many people they were,
Yeah,
but...
no,
well, no, it did say 2
It
dozen.
We
said
definitely
dozens,
lost
yeah.
like
I didn't
100
realize how many people
clansmen
were.
and some Varl when we crossed that floating bridge.
Yeah, we did. We lost a shitload of people.
All right, whatever, fine, man. I'm sure we can support. Dude, did you know? You know why? You know why zebras have the pattern that they do?
Why?
Because they blend in. Like you can't keep track of a zebra because the patterns all blend in, so you can't follow one. Like when they first started trying to observe zebras, they would be looking at one, and then they'd like turn away to take notes, and they'd look back and they'd be like, "Oh shit, where did it go?" Because they all blend together into this giant blob of like stripes and stuff.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
So then the researchers started tagging them or started marking them. Like put like a little pink mark or something on them. So
Ulysses says they have that pattern to fool flies, too.
I believe that too. Yeah. But the researchers...
I guess just to fool anything.
Right. But the researchers would put these marks on them, but then the ones that they marked would keep getting killed. And what they realized was that if the lions and that kind of stuff, that the reason that they weren't looking for like even the weakest prey. They were looking for the ones that you could pick out of a crowd. So you could make a plan. You'd be like, okay, see this one. When it goes over there, we're all gonna go after. The animals could like coordinate and hunt and stuff like that. Like if you couldn't discern it from the group, you could not plan ahead of time to attack it. Yeah. So if they tagged the ear of a zebra, that one would immediately get killed because all the predators could focus in on it and hunt it. That's why, like, if they're limping, part of it's that they're weaker, but also part of it's like, look, the one that's limping, we're going to go after that one.
Right, because, it's limping because it's injured, but it also looks different, so you can see it.
So that you can keep track of it over time. Like, often. Yeah. So that's what the stripes are about. That's how that pattern, like, because it's like, it's not camouflage. Like, they stick out. Like, Serengeti. But, like,
putting zebra stripes on a normal horse makes flies have a hard time landing on it to bite them.
That's interesting. Very cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but it's the power of being able to turn into an amorphous blob.
Right. Like, that is actually fascinating. Mm-hmm. Also, I do wonder if Alex, if you or let's say Ulysses in person as well, if you both were here in person for the Banner Saga for every eepisode.
Yeah.
I wonder how many episodes this would take for us to play all the way through.
It's
Because we have made so little progress today.
yeah, dude.
I mean, I've had a good time, though.
Yeah.
Specifically a challenge for this game because it's lore heavy
Yeah.
and story heavy
Yeah.
games tend to be more difficult to stream in a social manner.
True. Although we
Which
did
is
make it
like-
through KOTOR. I
Yeah, we
think
did.
the fact that every line of dialogue is voiced, you don't have to read any of it almost yourself.
Yeah.
I think that is probably makes it kind of the biggest difference.
Yeah, for sure.
See, the caravan comes to an immediate halt. Thus, the second fiend shoe this bloody beast is thrown at a day. The ox tender curses. It will take some time to see to the ox, so you call for camp. Well, also, it is 12:54. So maybe after this conversation and at the camp, might be a good time to stop. Because Tim, you said about 1 would be around where you could stay till. And
Approximately, yeah.
I feel like we're about to have a camp, so it's probably good. It's probably a good place. I feel like. Let's see. Well, most of the clansmen sleep or lose themselves in drink. Juno requests a moment to speak with you alone. Except this isn't Juno, or so we've been told. Did you guys make it? I feel like in the 2 hours and 9 minutes that we have been playing, I feel like
made it through maybe like
I feel like we've made 20
50 slides, maybe. Like,
I feel like we've made
individual,
20
like,
to 30 minutes of progress of the game progress
Yeah, that sounds
in this
about right.
2 hours and 10 minutes. The whole thing hangs together remarkably well. You sound surprised. When I first looked into your mind at Borsgard, I knew you would do anything to return to Willette. Her death, some of the greatest people in our history have gone mad at the loss of loved ones. You say nothing but continue. And she apparently is, we found, that was like a cliffhanger, that this lady is lying about her identity.
No, okay.
But she's like the most powerful. She's the Gandalf.
Okay,
She's the really powerful wizard.
She looks Gandalf-esque.
Yeah, Gandalf, but like kind of a crow thing going on.
Her brooch is dope. An entire crow's wing, like that's baller.
That's pretty badass.
That's pretty dope. Like it's not stupid, like a little sword, like belt buckle.
Well, that guy is an asshole. I'm
not a fan.
He's clearly compensating.
Her braid is pretty tight too.
Yeah, the character designs for the most part are great.
I think it's pretty. I think
it's
it's solid animation, dude, for sure.
You're not insane, Rook. You're experiencing tremendous grief and still managing to lead this caravan. That is something to be proud of. Juno patiently awaits your reply. Why is the caravan important? Anyone here can do what I'm doing. What is your part in all of this? Tim, is this one we get to ask all of these, or is it just pick? Is it only picking one?
I think we can do all of them.
Okay. Journey is forging them into what the future will require. The era of peace is over, and one of survival has begun. Arborang may be the best shelter for the coming storm, but the people there are soft, too dependent on a society that will soon no longer exist because of the dredge. Partially, but mostly because of a coming darkness that is pushing the dredge. You've mentioned this darkness, but I don't see it. So no way to save our system. Let's see, what's this darkness? Seeing the signs of it coming, dredge in numbers, the land breaking apart. It is a force unlike any other. I wish I could say more, but even the Mender Council is ignorant to this. Anyone here could do what I'm doing. Smile is one of sadness and harsh realities. Not anyone, but yes, possibly others. That's why I've been watching you. If you no longer seemed worthy, you would be replaced. You act like I have no say in the matter. Why aren't you leading?
The dredge are like that shit where the tribes in Mongolia would like push the other ones like into stuff like that.
Yeah,
like every time, like
maybe that's who's really coming.
The Mongols are
It's
coming.
just the Mongols. That's who's.
Dude, but like literally every
that's the
time like a
world-ending
new stronger
empire.
tribe would rise up in Mongolia, would push all the tribes forward, and that's when like in Europe, like the Huns, they were the little bitch ones that were running away from the tougher tribes, and that's why they were showing up in Europe. It would just be like
Yep.
That's crazy, man. Like.
That is crazy, dude. Mongol history is fascinating. Quite the contrary, or every decision is your say in the matter.
And it's the Mongols. They are like fantasy creatures.
Well, the horse people.
Yeah.
We talk about the horse.
That's why they say centaurs are based on Scythians. Like the Greeks couldn't. It blew the Greeks' minds how much the people were like at one with the horses, like that they could ride the horses in a way that was mind blowing to the Greeks. and that they like kind of got this idea that they were like one with the horses, and it kind of blended into this mythological idea of centaurs. Like,
yeah, it's so fucking cool.
Horseborn.
that's where Amazons come from too, is Scythians too.
Amazons?
Like tribes where they of women fighters and stuff like that. There were Scythian fighter bands and stuff.
See, quite the contrary. Your every decision is your say in the matter. You keep all these people alive as best you can, as if they were all from your own clan. That is rare and needed. What is your part in all this? She goes silent, looking down for a long moment before answering. My role has many names: instigator, catalyst, mistake. But you and I are both fledglings in what is required of us, what we must do. You didn't actually... yeah, that was a politician-ass answer. Because I honestly don't know how. Only the future will tell if... Oh, sorry.
I'm wondering what she means by instigator.
Oh, that's
and you've played all the female Scythian warriors who use glasses like Wonder Woman. Yeah, I did not know that. That's awesome. I'm sure that's where that comes from.
They drink out of those Tibetan-style skull cups, too, where they do like the intricate like silver working into the skulls. They would turn like the skulls of their enemies into goblets and stuff like that. Yeah, they did some cool stuff.
See, because I honestly don't know how. Oh, only the future will tell if my role is villain or hero. Thank you. Should get back to checking on the others. Before we go, there's one thing I must address you with, or address with you: the serpent. Thought you needed some books in Manahar before knowing anything else about it. That is true, but the chasm at Orm's dollar and the tremors in the ground concern me. Yep, it's concerning. Should that incredible creature ever resurface, do not attempt to stop it. It would take power unseen and ages to affect the serpent. If you see it, run. Her words chill you as you find yourself nodding to her command.
Oh, dude, you gotta see my air plants, man.
What?
You gotta see my air plants, yeah.
What's an air plant?
Oh, they're plants, like, basically every 2 weeks you just put them, you soak them in water. That's all the maintenance for the plant you need to do. You soak them in water for, like, 20 minutes.
Interesting.
But they look like
some air plants.
They look like some fucking Lovecraftian monsters, dude. Like, they're pretty badass, dude.
Well, I guess that's what we're ending the stream on, is everybody should go get themselves
an air plant.
Go get an air plant.
Like, you feel like you're taking care of something, but as long as you can reliably, put
20 minutes every week?
Water 20 minutes for every 2 weeks.
That's not a lot of effort.
You just soak them in water and then you just put them
not
around.
A lot of effort.
Yeah.
The cat? Does your cat like?
They're out of reach. I got them out on my patio. I hung them down on my patio. Okay. But like, yeah.
So are they poisonous at all to pets?
No.
No. Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. Have some plants in your house, man. It's good. It's
good. It is good for you.
Plants.
It is good.
They clean up the air and stuff like that. Yeah, for sure.
Yes. Okay. I'll look into that.
Yeah, look into that. Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah. Well, Tim, thank you
thanks for being.
Thanks for putting up with us talking and not playing the game for most of the stream.
Progress whatsoever.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Not a lot of progress today, but I still had a great time.
Yeah, it was man. It's always good to.
So, I feel like that's ultimately this.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if it's baby steps.
This game is cool. Actually,
it is cool, right? It's
like conception. The lore is rich. I'm really appreciating that. The stakes are high, and it's like it's always fun to have like where the stakes are like existential fantasy, and like it actually can make you feel like an
artist. It executes it well, and it really makes you feel that.
And each fantasy race is rich and like individual in its origin, kind of like story.
I mean, there's only a few, and they're all pretty detailed. There's not like any superfluous things, really.
It's not like you're throwing like 16 species at me, and like you get like a vague idea of all of them.
Right.
But no, it does see it's like a pretty rich world. And yeah.
All right. Well, let's look for a raid. Somebody to raid here. Who do we have? Let's do. We'll do Cal. Why not? Alright, well, thank you everybody for watching and hanging out. We had quite a few people in here today.
Yeah.
07. Man, that's like right at the end. That's our high. Hell yeah, this has been
excellent. Good. Everybody, thanks for hanging out.
Thanks for hanging out so much in the chat. Tim, thank you for hosting and putting up with all our tangents. Yeah. And Alex, you are usually not on the show, so thank you for coming in.
Hey, I really am just like...
It's interesting, too. It is a cool game.
You know, like it is cool to like dive into a game that's just like kind of almost pure lore. You know, like
Oh
that's really
yeah.
fun.
Well, that's I think part of what made KOTOR so fun.
Yeah,
There's
right.
so much
Yeah.
to learn.
Yeah.
There's so much lore in
Yeah,
that.
I think that's like I think those are the games that are like maybe the richest for streaming, even though
Sure.
it like maybe we're talking through a
Oh,
lot
sure,
of this,
sure.
but I
We're still taking our time and,
I
like,
feel
you know.
like I've like gained a real appreciation for it in like the last 2 hours.
Yeah,
Like,
and
it's very
that's
cool.
with having seen
Yeah.
all
And that's-
relatively little of the
I
game
give
itself.
I give Tim a ton of credit. For
Oh, dude, he is the lore master.
whatever like game like when you talk to me about Dark Souls, the Dark Souls stream,
Yeah.
that would show up. I was like, wow, like dude, like there's so much in this.
Yeah, I am
Very
impressed
cool. Yeah,
thoroughly by Tim's ability
like,
to know
yeah, dude,
these
like,
worlds.
You have like your own little Palantir at home or something, dude. Like,
Palantir.
yeah,
Hell yeah. No, I mean, like,
it's very cool, man.
like, Dark Souls-
it is something unique.
yeah, well, like Dark Souls, all Demon Souls,
Dude, I mean,
all
like Dark
Souls
Souls,
games.
like I could point at something and you could tell me like everything about it.
Right,
Like, something
right,
that
you really
I-
could.
dude,
That's
like,
fair.
He really
it's
could.
awesome, man. Like,
Well, and like, you know, like the Souls games, with the exception of Sekiro, and even that
Yeah,
has some of
right,
this
right.
too, but it maybe not as much.
Yeah.
But those games are like they really do kind of require you to. Oh, it went through already. Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah,
and
have a
then
good night, everybody.
I will
All right.
finish my thought after.